names in streaming on the network made for streaming. Now through September 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for 12 months with a 1-year contract. And for just $15 a month, add the new Stream Saver that includes Peacock, Apple TV Plus, and Netflix for just $35 a month. Switch at Xfinity.com today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Equipment taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular internet rates apply. Currently $54 a month. Actual speeds vary. Stream Saver requires Xfinity internet or TV and price subject to change.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports.
Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drape on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SacktownSports.com and the Sacktown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sacktown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drape.
Yeah, you got Whitey and Jay in our Sacramento studios, and we're just connecting now with Mr. Las Vegas, Kyle Draper. Just Drapes, how you doing? How's everything going? How was your Vegas weekend?
Dude, I tell you what, I'm supposed to be here till Friday, but your boy is ready to come home. Vegas is kicking my butt. It's kicking my butt right now, man.
What happened?
Dude, I'm burning both ends of the candle right now. I need my sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Usually when I'm at home, I'm in bed by like 9, 10 o'clock, having my warm milk, my hot tea. But, Vegas, man, you forget the clocks. No clocks around. You look up and it's like, dang, it's 2:30 in the morning. What the heck? What am I doing here? So, nah, man, I can't wait to get home. I might actually come back early. Plus, I miss being in the studio with you, man. I miss seeing your face.
Have you seen the fountains yet? Oh, the fountains are so beautiful. What have you been doing in Vegas that you can share with us?
Oh, right. Eating well, laying by the pool. I did go to practice yesterday, went to the team practice, talked to some of the guys, saw Doug out there. And but the team was off Saturday and Sunday, no games. And so I was like, this is my time to like really enjoy Vegas. And so just catching up with friends, man, and taking it easy. Looking forward to tonight's game. We play at 7:00 tonight. So I'll be doing that. And now I'm locked in. Now I'm in work mode. You know how it is, Whitey. If I was back home in Sacramento, we don't have no radio show on Saturday and Sunday. That's our off days. So that's how I treated Saturday and Sunday here in Vegas.
Well, I hope the Kings worked hard. I hope Doug Christie drilled them hard over the weekend, because that was a slipshod performance with all the turnovers, Drapes. Are we going to see a better effort from the Kings? They're going to protect the pumpkin tonight against Utah.
Yeah, I think so, man. I think when you look at it, dude, looking at them against Memphis the other day, Memphis was just more physical. They were more active. We looked sloppy. It looked like we got punked right from the jump. And so Doug Christie as well as I do, guys. He don't stand for that. You may lose a game, but you ain't going to get pumped. And so I would imagine he put the guys through some hard drills. And, it's interesting, though. You look at a team like Memphis, who we played Friday. They had 4 or 5 guys that was on their squad last year. LaRavia was out there, Gigi. So they were a team that had much more chemistry. Our guys, sort of just been cobbled together. Still, that's no excuses. We got to do better. We can't get our butts kicked like that.
Have you seen any other summer league play? I know there's been a number of players like Reed Shepherd that's played great. SARS played well. Have you had a chance to catch up on any other summer league action?
Yeah, I've been looking at some of the games. Risa Shea looks good.
Yeah,
he looks real good. I've seen Sar, and the thing about Sar, and I think he's tremendous defensively, but he seems to be the type that needs somebody to get him the ball and set him up. I feel like he's on a team right now in the summer league where guys are trying to get theirs, trying to prove theirs, and they forget he's the number 2 pick in the league. It's like, nah, we need to be showcasing this guy, sort of like the Atlanta Hawks are doing with Risa Shea. He's looked good. Reed Shepherd's looked much better than I thought. I mean, we knew he was good, but the NBA game might suit him even better than the college game. I mean, they got a steal, and I know he is the number 3 pick, but he could be the rookie of the year, man, because he looked nice this weekend.
Yeah, I think he scored 20 or more points, 7 times last year, and he's done it in the summer league 2 or 3 times already. And hey, your guy Dalton Connect, let's face it, he didn't look great in the California Classic, but he shot the ball well there in Vegas for the you-know-who's. Blech.
Yeah, yeah, and you know what? I know we play at 7 o'clock today, but the Lakers and Celtics play at 7:30.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna be going back and forth. I'm gonna keep it around. I'm gonna be going back and forth. And Dalton Connect looks great. My boy Bronny still struggling. I'm
Yeah.
not worried about him though. I'm not. It is what it is. But no, Dalton Connect looks like a real steal at 17. You know how it is when the draft was happening. We were like, oh, it got to be Dalton Connect. Like this is the guy they gotta pick. At 13, and he went past and several other teams, but he looks nice as well. You know what, Whitey? And you tell me if you agree with this. I don't know if you watch some of the games or not. This rookie class might be better than people gave it credit for, man.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
there's some talent here. I know it's not, franchise altering, but you got a lot of solid rotation guys, I think, at the top of this draft.
Yeah, I think so. The guy that Jay and I liked, Williams, with
Cody
who's he
Williams.
with? Cody Williams actually had a
Yeah.
real strong game in his debut. I'm with you. Bronny, by the way, now says he might be open to going to the G League if that's where they send him. So I give him credit for being at least that self-aware. He'll be
Well,
lucky to make the G League.
Uh, don't start our Monday off with the Bronny hate, big fella. I understand, he's a Laker now, and we hate the Lakers, but no, I think the G League would be great for him because you know how it is in the NBA, man, especially with the last name James. There's so many people critical of the draft pick, so many people like yourself who probably don't think he even belong in the league. You go there, hone your skills, get your confidence up. Because remember, he said he might be in a little bit of a slump right now.
Right,
It's like,
right.
yeah, dude, yeah, all right, if you want to call it that. But yeah, he needs some development, clearly.
Yeah, you have to be good at something to go into a slump. He's not a very good shooter. So, I know it's difficult whenever everyone's asking you these questions. And I let you get away on Friday was calling him an elite defender. So I don't want to dive into that now, but I gave you that. I let you say that. So that's something we
No,
can.
I think he's. Can I get a high level defender? Can I get that at least? Maybe
Potentially,
not elite.
right?
Can I
He
get a
could
high
become
level
that.
potential? No, I think he has the elite skills defensively. Like all right, I see the potential defensively.
Yeah.
Sure he has to hone some things. One of the things that he has to worry about is obviously his size. Like that's something you just want to have to deal with at 6'1", barely. But I do think positionally, I do think the quick hands. I think they're there for him. And honestly, that's probably going to be the way he earns time on the floor.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hmm.
because you're right, his offense, is a work in progress. If he can show the compete level defensively, now you're talking about something.
Now, we know that today, J. Ross talked to Monty McNair. Monty McNair had a lot of interesting things to say about what's been an eventful summer. And he also says, I don't know, do we have that, Jay? Yeah, here is Monty McNair on whether or not the Kings will be doing anything else, making any more moves before camp.
So yeah, I think for the most part, we're always looking to improve the team, and if opportunities arise, we'll certainly take advantage. I do think at this point we're expecting that this is probably the core of the group that we'll go into training camp with. But yeah, potentially one or two more roster spots. I think we're going to take our time a little bit and see there. Probably be more wing forward, big. We feel pretty good at the guard spot right now. So, we'll look. This is a big part of summer league and see what our own guys can do. We got scouts scouting the other 29 teams here. Great opportunity for a lot of these, young players who are not even on a roster potentially to showcase themselves. And our group's been watching the G League and international, so a lot of different ways that we can go. But we'll take our time. We'll see what we got there, and as we head into training camp, we'll fill those last couple spots. But I think we're happy with the group as is. Again, if something comes up, we'll certainly look at it. But I think right now this is the bulk of the group we'll have, and a couple last spots that we'll fill right before training camp.
That was Monty McNair with J. Ross today. And a lot of Kings fans, Drapes, as you probably well know, a lot of Kings fans are not overjoyed to hear Monty say, I do think at this point we are expecting that this is the core group we will go into training camp with, end quote.
Yeah, that's a little surprising, right? I mean, we've been talking the last couple of weeks, and the DeMar DeRozan signing was fantastic. We love that signing. But the job is not done, right? Building this roster is not done. And maybe it's something he looks at the trade deadline. Maybe it's something he looks at in the first half of the season. But, there's still some holes in this roster. And so you're going to see a lot of small ball, I think, with this Sacramento Kings team, if this is the roster that starts the season. Let me ask you guys this. Who's our backup 3-man? Who's our backup small forward?
Backup 3. I'll just go with Kevin Huerter off the top of my head.
Okay. All right. How we feeling about that?
Yeah. Well, like Monty said, we're probably looking to add some, in the wing and the big department.
Right. I mean, and maybe it's a mid-level guy or a vet minimum kind of guy. Remember, JaVale McGee was a late signing. Nerlens Noel, they brought it was a late signing. And so maybe it's somebody like that. But, listening to Monty, it sounds like the Kyle Kuzmas, the Jeremy Grants, the John Collins, probably not likely. And that's a little disappointing, because we all agree one more really solid rotation piece, maybe even a starter, is what this team needs. But I think Monty has earned the right for us to be patient. Meaning, if the deal was to be made that's there, he would have made it already. It's not like he thinks, our roster is complete, we're good to win a championship. He knows what this team needs, and clearly that deal hasn't presented itself yet.
I got a name for you. Just throwing it out there. See what you think. Also, an update on a guy that the Kings were believed to be pursuing. We're right back with that. Drapes is in Vegas. It's the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because feeling full can sound like this.
How did the interview go? I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
And like this.
Mom, I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/act now. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Drapes is in Vegas, where the Kings are taking on Utah tonight. At Jay and Whitey in our studios here. Here you go, Drapes, on the chat from Gold, Silver, and Diamonds. We just heard Monty McNair when he was on with J. Ross this morning saying, this is probably the core group we're going to go into camp with. Gold, Silver, and Diamonds says, huge disappointment hearing Monty say what he said. We need another big name, not low-grade filler. Oh, some people are not happy about this, Drapes.
No, it's kind of deflating, right? It's you had the one big firework with DeMar DeRozan, and you're like, all right, we're doing something. Now what's the next move? And we're all excited. You know what it is, Whitey? It's like Christmas Day, man. You got your big present, but that's the only present you got. You know what I mean? You got the new bike, you got the new Xbox, but they ain't buying any games for the Xbox. You know what I mean? So you still got to go out there and get some games.
What's supposed to do with this?
You got the socks and the T-shirts, the undershirts and the socks.
Yeah. Every place is closed. I can't go buy a game today. Yeah, I have to wait.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, we just got to wait. We got to be patient. And yeah, it's a little disappointing. I get that. Because what's interesting about this, fellas, and we've talked about it, I feel like Kuzma is there for the taking. I feel like John Collins is there for the taking. Is it that we're not interested in those guys?
I
Is
think
it
so.
the asking price is too much in the Kuzma case? I don't know, but I feel like, and I've said this, the Kuzma deal has been there to be made for 6 months now. Like, if we really wanted Kyle Kuzma, you feel like we would be able to go get him, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
Herder and 2 first-round picks or something like that, And so I think
Herder,
maybe there's
Maryland guy. Yeah, they would love him there, you'd figure.
right.
Yeah,
I
in
think
DC.
maybe, the view of Kyle Kuzma in Monty's eyes maybe not the same as ours, as you try
Yeah.
to build a team. And so, it'll be interesting to find out what he really thinks, like in terms of all these names. Remember, we had the wheel of names, and we're like, oh yeah, we like this guy, or no, not that guy. I mean, think about it. The guy that they got, DeMar DeRozan, really wasn't on any
Mm-hmm.
really. And so I do think there's somebody out there that Monty before the season will get, but it might not be any of those names we've been talking about.
I wonder if on some level it got back to them that Kuzma wasn't thrilled about it. I have no idea. Either they looked at it and said, or no, the price is too steep. Maybe they're still talking, or maybe they got word. I know you've suggested Kuzma might not have that fire that you want. If he one way or the other let it be known that, then it's really not worth the Kings' trouble. Also on the chat here, TR says Monty's doing a better job than Arturas. What's his name? Carnisovis?
Carnisovis?
I'm just going to call him
like
a Carnosaurus. He's doing a better job than Carnosaurus or John Paxson. Did you see that they are now, apparently they're trying to reestablish contact with Zach LaVine and get him to be back on board and committed. And they're like, hey, you can help this young group. So apparently there was virtually no interest in Zach LaVine or Vucevic. And now they're trying to bring at least your guy, Zach LaVine, back into the fold, get him to recommit to the program there.
I would imagine Zach probably thought he was going to be dealt, right?
So
in his mind, he was already checked out. He was thinking about his next destination. And, the Carnicevis and the Bulls, we can talk all we want to my boy Stacey King. We could talk all we want to KC Johnson. But they seem to have botched whatever it is they have going on. Not getting the first round pick for Alex Caruso, not getting, a whole lot back. And I understand DeMar DeRozan was a free agent, but not getting. Now you got a Vucevic and a LaVine and a team full of young players. And the narrative is Vucevic and LaVine are going to take minutes from these guys you're trying to develop. And so it seems like they have 2 timelines going. They got these aging veterans, but yet they have these young players, but they aren't bottoming out and letting these, how they should be? Sort of like the Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic turned the keys over to Franz Wagner, to Paolo Banchero, Jalen Suggs. You don't have any 10-year veterans on that team, taking 20 shots a game or anything like that. It's the young guns. OKC is the same way. Chicago's hanging on to these aging veterans when you got young guys, and the timeline just isn't matching up.
Represent on the chat says, I'm okay with trying to get better, but not at a price that's going to hurt us long term. Kristen Watson says, no big name is worth giving up. Keegan. So I think Kings fans are going to come around. And also what Monty said today, to me, it speaks possibly to what Jay's strategy has been all along, which is you can wait until the deadline. Now, they did do something big, but that doesn't mean that you can't wait to the deadline to do whatever it is you want to do next necessarily.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have
to.
You got time. And, we've seen deals. Look at Boston, with the Drew Holiday situation, Milwaukee getting Dame Lillard. I mean, that was, August, September. Like, there's still plenty of time, and so.
Is he sandbagging us, Drapes? Is Monty sandbagging us?
Maybe. He has to be, right? Like, unless the guys that he wants, the asking price is just too much. And he's hoping maybe the price comes down, especially when you look at, let's say, remember last trade deadline, the guy like Pascal Siakam. Is there somebody on the final year of their deal that wants to be moved and could be moved by the trade deadline? And the Kings this time around will say, you know what, we're going to go for it. We're going to take a shot on this, guys. And so one thing we know about Monty, he's not going to be pressured by us, by the media, by fans to make a move. He's going to strike, and you brought up this term, what was it, reptilian patience or something like that? Or yeah, he's going to, wait his time and do what's right. There's no way he could feel like this roster is complete right now. And so he might be sandbagging a little bit, not trying to tip his hand or anything like that. I mean, it's obvious what we need. And so I still expect him to do something before camp begins.
I have a name, but before I give you the name, this is a name I saw. Somebody was saying, hey, this would be a good pickup for the Pelicans. So I am not, like, if you say, no, I don't like it, I'm not trying to push him. I'm asking what we think.
Guy.
Not my guy. Maybe it's our guy. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe he's not a good fit. Maybe he's going to want too much money. I don't think he's signed with anybody. If he has, I apologize and set me straight. What about Robert Covington? What do you think of Robert Covington? He can play both front court spots. He's, I think, 33, but he seems older, like his game has kind of declined. Yeah.
He used to be a very good 3-and-D guy.
He was I think he was first team all league once.
You know what? I'm not opposed to it.
Mm-hmm.
As a bench guy, rotation guy, veteran guy that could come in and help this team, I'm not opposed to it. It's not like we're asking him to come in and play 25, 30 minutes a night, right? 15 minutes a night, knock down a couple of corner threes. I'm not opposed to it. I would say this. Covington would be an upgrade over what we got from the bench last year.
Yes.
Our boys Sasha and Chris just did not live up to the hype. And so I think, Covington, a veteran guy that can knock down the three, still play some solid defense, I wouldn't be opposed to it. A nice little solid rotation move, if you will. What about you?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure that financially, I don't know where he's still available. So I guess he doesn't have, the leverage to ask for a big deal, but I'm not even sure how much the Kings have. There's kind of some uncertainty about how much they have left, what they have left of the MLE, but he would certainly go a long ways towards answering the question that you asked me earlier, which was, who's your backup three right now? Right. He at least would address that situation.
Yeah, and I think whoever you get needs to be a 3-and-D guy. We talked about Dorian Finney-Smith, Cam Johnson. Like it needs to be somebody that is multi-dimensional.
Yeah.
Especially when you look at if you're starting DeMar at the 3, who's that change of pace player that you could bring off the bench and impact the game defensively at that position? Right now, we really don't have that. And I don't know if they're, hoping McDaniels, turns into something. Maybe he can be better than he was in Toronto. I'm trying to get Paul Jones on the show sometime this week because I want to ask him about McDaniels, Paul Jones, the legendary radio voice for the Raptors. But, is McDaniels the answer at that position? And maybe we're not giving him enough credit. We're not looking at him as a guy that should get the opportunity to play that position.
Represent says Covington not bad coming off the bench, but isn't he 47? No, he'll be 34 in December. So he's not a spring
it just
chicken.
Seems like he's been around forever.
It does.
Right?
It does. Yeah. And then Compio says Drapes showing off his guns. Drapes has been hitting the weights. Is this true? Confirmed? Hashtag confirmed.
Yeah, I mean, hold on. Let me see if I get the video. Yeah, pumping a little iron, big fella. You know what I mean? you know what it is. We saw high flyer Henry Turner with his little tank top on, and he's inspired me. I'm like, this dude looks like one big muscle. So I need to get into the gym, So yeah, I'm getting swole there for a little bit.
Nice. And your legion of fans are noticing, Drapes. They're definitely noticing. Yeah. So I don't know. Awesome, I don't know where the Kings go from here, but obviously I think the key there in what Monty said is he did say, well, we'll probably be addressing center position and the wing position. So he sees what we all see. Just a matter of how much they have left to use to actually try to get anybody that we would think of as being a big acquisition.
Yeah, exactly. And it may not be, a huge acquisition. I think of, championship teams, it doesn't happen overnight. You don't get everything. The NBA isn't like going to the grocery store, going to Costco, where you load up and get everything in one off season.
And Kirkland.
Kirkland does have one of everything. They make everything. But you know how it is? Sometimes you got to run back to the store to get some butter, or you got to run back to the store to get some milk, or the bread or the cereal or something like that. That's where we're at with the Sacramento Kings right now. We got our main dish. You know what? Darn. They were all out of butter, but you know what? I'm going to go to this different store. So don't panic, Kings fans. I understand being disappointed by what we heard from our guy Monty, but he's a smart man. There's no way he thinks this roster is complete and ready to challenge for a championship. There still needs to be a tweak or two.
Yeah. Well, Jay just mentioned Kirkland. I think right now it looks like if you're the Kings, it's Kirkland or Covington. Those are your choices right now, right? You want to go, Kirkland or Covington? Covington's a clear choice. If you can get him.
Yeah, I think so. And there's got to be some other guys out there. Because think about this, Whitey. Nerlens Noel wasn't on anybody's radar, and they signed him and then, quickly cut him. But, there's guys out there. What if he signs a Dwight Howard? I'm just throwing names, spitball. There's guys out there that are just sitting, just waiting. What about, Danny Green says he hasn't retired. Not saying, but there are guys out there. It's not the upper level guys. It's not the big name guys. But there are guys he might take a flyer on that can help this team.
All right. So you're telling Kings fans, don't be discouraged. Monty knows what he's doing.
Right. You know what? I think he's earned with the DeMar DeRozan signing. I think he's earned a little bit of patience. I know we want it all now. We want to throw the meal in the microwave, hit the 2-minute button, and come out with some fresh steak and vegetables. But sometimes you got to slow cook it, big fella. It's not the air fryer or the microwave.
You know this as well as anybody. You look around the other team. No one else in the West is slow cooking. I could slow cook and say, hey, well, I'm being patient. Well, it doesn't do me any good if I'm not even in the play-in, right? That's
Whitey,
the problem.
Is this a marathon or a sprint? It's not the 100-yard dash, big fella. This is a marathon. This is a long season. And the way the team is today isn't necessarily how it will be in February at the trade deadline or April in the playoffs. Let's enjoy the DeMar DeRozan signing. Sit back, relax, know that something else is going to happen. It's hard to relax. I know, exactly. It's hard. But I do think another move is coming at some point before the season.
Meanwhile, Team USA's tune-up continued today. Got a little dicey details coming up with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? You've got an oil change coming up. You can go farther and save on full synthetic with our oil change special. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of STP full synthetic oil with an STP extended life oil filter for just $29.99. Get the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Hot summer savings now at Maida Chevy with $12,000 off MSRP on every new Silverado half-ton Turbo Max in stock after rebate.
$12,000 off every Silverado LT Turbo Max at Maida Chevy with at least 5 at this price.
Hot summer savings up to $12,000 off MSRP exclusively at Maida Chevy at MaidaChevy.com. Sacramento Silverado headquarters. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers. Must trade in 2010 model year or newer and 7/31/24.
Made a great deal at Maida.
18 number ones.
What was I thinking?
Countless ACM and CMA awards. Sold out world tours. And now, Dierks Bentley is coming to Sacramento for Country in the Park 2. September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Parmalee, Dasha, Kelsey Hart, and more. Plus line dancing, food trucks, and more. Tickets available now at CITVFest.com.
Brought to you by McKee Brothers, Clemmy Rooter and Heat, and Dawson Oil Company.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system? and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost, or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Big O Tires proudly sells our own brand of innovative, newly designed tires, like the Bigfoot AT2 with improved all-terrain traction, and the Legacy All-Season Plus that keeps you on the road in any weather, with every set backed by our ProTech Plus warranty.
And right now, get $80 to $100 instant savings on 4 select in-stock Big O brand tires with installation purchase. Now through July 28th. Big O Tires, the team you trust. No carryouts, not valid with other offers. Eligibility may vary. Disposal fees extra and shop fees extra where permitted. See store for details.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Golf.com's Alan Bastable offers 8 sneaky ways for stubbornly average players to break 80. First, play sensible tees. Hitting 7 and 8 irons into greens instead of hybrids give chances at 4s and 3s. Check the par. There's no shame in doing so on a par 70 course. 3, check the forecast. A day after rain can mean soft greens. 4, avoid big numbers. It's not the bogeys that will derail a 79. It's a couple of bigger scores. 5, you got to believe. Give yourself a pep talk and temper the feelings of gloom. 6, keep like-minded company. If you're a grinder, play with fellow grinders, or play with music, or gamble if that's your game. 7, a little luck helps. Even tour players recognize luck. 8, don't obsess over, well, breaking 80. You're going to know if you have a good round going, so have your partner keep score. At the 18th tee, ask where you stand, as it may affect the way you approach the hole. Sounds simple, huh? Now go out and do it and have some fun. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
I got to tell you, the chat, YouTube chat today, mid-season form. We got John Paul in regards to Drapes, showing his arms today. Thought this was a sports show, not a gun show. Look at that.
I just had to show them off a little bit, boys and girls. Yeah, just had to show them
Just
off.
hoping somebody would notice, right? It's like, no one said anything yet.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
You been at the Lazy River this weekend showing the guns, Drake?
Yeah, boys. Yeah, your boy was at the pool earlier today, just maxing and relaxing. And so you're right. These arms do look good, though. Dang. I'm like, ooh. I'm even impressed. Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. Tall Lester, Walker K available. Kings need a big. Yeah, but you'd have to trade for him. You don't want to trade with Danny Ainge. Danny Ainge has proven that with these negotiations he's having with the Warriors. You're not going to win any negotiation with Danny Ainge.
Yeah, exactly. And what do we have to offer that Danny Ainge, unless we're giving up 3 first-rounders or something like that? And so, yeah, I mean, he's a good, solid defensive player, but if Danny Ainge calls, I'm not answering. I'm not answering the phone.
Yeah, and I think you sent it to me, Drapes, but supposedly the package that the Jazz would want from the Warriors for Lauri Markkanen is Kuminga and Moody and Podziemski and multiple draft picks. So it's like, yeah, I give Monty credit for realizing, yeah, we're out. That we're going to go another way. Thank you, Danny. You just can't win with him.
He wants all your young players and all your picks.
Right.
It's like, come on, bro. Danny's our guy, but I mean, and so, you know what, though? He's playing it smart, though. Re-sign Markkanen, extend him August 6th, and see what the market is then. Yeah. Eventually, somebody will probably give you what you want.
Yeah, it's like your buddy told us, Tony Jones he said they don't want to trade him. So for Danny, it's like, we don't want to trade the guy. We will give him to you if you give us way more than he's worth, okay? You want to talk? Right. We'll do that. You want to overpay for him? We can talk, but we don't want to trade him. And then for some reason, teams and even fans all thought, oh, I guess Markkanen's available, huh? Well, not really. But
Right.
anyway, yeah. So the
And the
Kings,
thing, he wasn't
that.
available until the Mikal Bridges deal got
Yeah.
in. And then everybody's like, oh, man, maybe
Yeah.
Danny will trade marketing. And I just like, unless it's a Godfather offer, he's not going to do it.
Compio has a question. The whole league is relatively limited in trades and acquisitions. Is that because of the new CBA, Drapes? Is that why we've seen less big moves?
Yeah, I think Lawrence Frank, the Clippers president of basketball operations, held a press conference today. And one of the things he said is Steve Ballmer, the owner of the Clippers, would pay whatever it takes if it wasn't for the new CBA.
Mm-hmm.
And I think trying to navigate that, you got some owners, like the Celtics, who are just going to throw money at it, new CBA be damned. Eventually, though, it's going to come back to bite them, and so I think what's interesting, I think we talked about this Friday, and I forget who we had on, but it sounds like it's the players have to choose whether or not they want to get paid or whether they want to win a championship. Because if you're maxing guys out, unless they're your own, guys, but signing free agents or trading for big name free agents and what it could do for your salary cap and how restrictive it is going forward, it's like it's put the onus, I think, on the players. You saw Rick Brunson or Jalen Brunson take less money to stay in New York to help build the roster out. It's like, all right, players, do you want to get paid or do you want to win? If you want to win, you might have to take less money.
Yeah, yeah. So the Summer League continues for the Kings this evening, and the exhibition schedule continued for Team USA today. They're in Abu Dhabi. They beat Australia 98-92, Drapes, so they get the win. I think they were favored by 20. Let's see. Australia cut it to 4 in late in the game, so it wasn't easy, but they did get the win. Do we need to be concerned at all about Team USA?
No, I don't think so. I was watching part of it and I turned it off when it was like a 20-point game late in the third. I'm like, we got this. So I missed the late rally by Josh Giddey and company against the U.S. But I don't think so, man. You're still without Kevin Durant. A couple of players, are banged up right now. And this is what these games are for, man. It's a tune-up. Just because you're not beating everybody by 20, it'll be interesting on Wednesday. They play, I think it's Wednesday. They play Jokic in Serbia. Like, how do you deal with that? But I still think Team USA is the clear favorite. They got the best players. And, one thing we're noticing, and I don't know how much you watched today, like Anthony Edwards, once again, looks like the best player out there, man. And, he was fantastic today. But I'm not worried. I'm not panicking. Like, I think the final score is much closer than the game actually was.
Australia got within 5 points with 5 minutes left, and they cut it to 4 points in the final minute. Team USA held them off. A couple 3-pointers did the trick. Tyrese Halliburton, and then 4 free throws from Devin Booker. But one of the stories, if you can pull anything out of these friendlies, is that, to your point, Anthony Davis playing really well. Joel Embiid not playing great. Some people think Anthony Davis should be starting. I'm all for that. But to me, and I didn't see today, I saw the game against Canada. To me, Embiid just doesn't look like he's moving very well. There's also stylistic questions. But, to me, he looks like he's not really getting up and down the floor, moving around very well.
Well, and that's not surprising, right? He didn't finish the season healthy. And so I think, he's looking at this as an opportunity to cash in and get a gold medal, but he's not 100%. And I do think when you look at the international game and some of the matchups, like, I think Embiid is going to be important when they face Serbia and Jokic, because Anthony Davis just gets abused by him. Like, I think the USA is so versatile that they can put in Embiid to start, or they can move him out and put in a Bam or an Anthony Davis. Like, if I'm the coach, if I'm Steve Kerr, I'm looking at the matchups. And one night it might not be Embiid's night. You know what I mean? Because the guy that, he has to guard, the 5-man, is just too quick, especially if he's not moving well. And so I think there's some tweaks. Embiid does seem to be like the odd man out in terms of style. Like
Yes.
Bam Adebayo can switch on multiple players. Anthony Davis can switch on multiple players. Embiid, against some teams is going to be a liability. I do think, like I said, when they play Serbia and Jokic on Wednesday, I think it is, I think, Embiid will, show his worth. But right now, against some of these teams, it's hard for him to match up.
One of the cool things about AD in these international games is he knows the rules and he'll attack a missed free throw. Ball's off the rim and he grabs it, which for NBA players is, oh, yeah, I can do that now. AD is well-versed in international play. Manny, too legit. He says, I must say, Team USA more fun to watch compared to the All-Star game, I feel like. Would you guys agree, Whitey and Drapes? Yeah, All-Star games, it doesn't matter. In these games, at least, there's something at stake.
Yeah, exactly. All-Star games is, zero defense being played, and you're trying to, show how far logo threes and half-court threes. These games, if you lose these games, you become, how should I say this in a right way? Almost an international embarrassment, right? Like you get ridiculed. You lose an all-star game, who cares? Nobody cares about that. But you lose, to Australia or Canada or something it's like, that's a stain on your resume, man. Like you become one of the teams that lost in international competition in a sport we are supposed to dominate.
Do you agree with this from Mark Rodriguez? It's going to be boring watching Team USA win gold easily. No challenge. I'm assuming he didn't see the game today.
Right. This ain't 1992, Bart. Like this is, these games are going to be good. And especially because guys don't play in the NBA doesn't mean they can't play. I forget who I was listening to recently, and they talked about how the bottom third of the NBA is interchangeable. You could find guys over in Europe that could easily be, bottom third players in the NBA. And so you got guys in Europe and other countries that could be NBA players. It's just, because of circumstance or whatever, they're overseas. So let's not act like just because we got a roster full of NBA players that the other teams can't play well.
When we come back, we'll look at why, if you want to go see the A's play in Sacramento next year, you might have to set your alarm clock very early. That is, set your alarm on your phone. No one has an alarm clock anymore. We're right back with that. Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
If you're looking to get a new car, you could really cut expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive. Sure, you love your old car, but you know it's not normal to give instructions on how to open the window. It should be self-explanatory, but it's not. And notice how when you're in other people's cars, you can feel cushion in the seats? That's pretty nice, right? No, it's just normal. So bundle your renter's and car insurance with Progressive and put the savings toward a new car. It's time. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on sequence 9 test under high-load conditions versus API SP test limits.
Summer is finally here, and so are all the best deals on DeWalt power tools at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet in Sacramento. Drills, impacts, circular saws, you name it, we have it for the best price in town, guaranteed. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a seasoned tradesman, we've got all the DeWalt products you need to crush your next project. So come on down to Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet today on Power and Road for better tools and better prices. For more info, visit fastenersinc.net.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Derek Jeter as the pinch hitter for your baseball team.
Jeter, you're in. We need a home run.
I'll give it a try. I've swung a bat once or twice.
That's out of here.
Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
The Open Championship celebrates its 152nd anniversary this month at Royal Troon in Scotland. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. The game's top players assemble for a chance at the coveted Claret Jug. The Open Championship is about tradition, excellence, and class. And you'll find similar qualities at Naturewood Home Furnishings as they assemble the finest furniture and brand choices for your selection. When you visit Naturewood, you'll be amazed at the gallery of superior furniture available for your lifestyle, for your decor, for your home. This weekend during Naturewood's bedroom sale, you're sure to find the perfect piece you've been searching for. Naturewood is proud to bring you Open Championship updates on this station and proud to offer you the finest furnishings available. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the Waterbury.
Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Before we move on to the A's and how early they may be playing in Sacramento next year, a quick update here on Team USA. Thank you, Drapes, for sending me this. You know, Kawhi no longer part of Team USA. Lawrence Frank says the Clippers were disappointed in USA Basketball's decision to pivot from Kawhi Leonard. I don't know who to believe because obviously by rule the Clippers can't remove him. It's up to the team. I mean, they could let their feelings be known, but you've got Ty Lue, who is an assistant on that staff. A lot of people say the coaches saw Kawhi and how much he was struggling. That's why they decided, the Clippers got a new arena that they're opening next year. They don't want Kawhi limping into that. But now Lawrence Frank says, we were very disappointed that he's not on the team. I don't know who to believe, Drapes.
No, I'm with you, man. It seems shady, right? Something's
it does.
Not quite right. And I don't know if it's Kawhi didn't fit in with the squad. I don't know if it was an injury concern. It's one player we haven't heard from is Kawhi Leonard. I wonder if they watched the makeup of the team and realized, you know what? Kawhi just doesn't fit in. Let's get Derek White in here. Because here's the thing. You take away a guy like Kawhi, who's a star player, elite player, two-way guy, and you replace him with a role player. No offense to Derek White, but he is what he is. And so if it was just an injury replacement, don't you choose a Jaylen Brown?
Yeah.
Don't you do, but it seems like the fit might not have been there. And they realized we need more role players, more guys to do some of the dirty work. And especially when you got KD, LeBron, you got all these great wing players. Kawhi just doesn't fit in. And I want.
Nope. We lost Drapes audio there.
You got me back now?
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
All right.
Yeah.
Just a glitch in the matrix. That's all that was.
That's all that was. I'm with you. That was one of the first reactions I had when they announced that, okay, Kawhi's out, get that. Derek White's in. Like, wait, what? They're not the same at all. So that's a great point you raise.
Yeah. I don't. It seems weird, right? And then for Lawrence Frank, like we said, to come out and say this, we thought maybe it was a team decision, the best for Kawhi injury decision, but it's not sounding like that.
Somebody doesn't want us to think that, whether that's the case or not. I don't know, but it is interesting now as we talk about Team USA, and they should win easily. But make no mistake, now the stakes are so high and the competition is so fierce, if you will, that they have to be careful about putting together the Team USA roster. They can't let's just get 10 NBA guys and we'll be fine. It ain't that way anymore.
It's not that way. And, what's interesting about this is, remember when Team USA lost at the FIBA World Cup? And the next day or that day, LeBron and Steph and Katie, all these guys, we're coming. We're going to play. What if we didn't want you to play? Like, what if, no offense to these guys, but as you try to build a team, we don't necessarily need, like you said, 12 all-stars. But I don't think USA is in the mindset to turn away a a Devin Booker or a Steph Curry. You can't say no to those guys. It's like, you know, we're on the team no matter what you say.
Now, as far as the A's go, here's something on the A's coming to Sacramento next year. Every so often, this team, they show flashes that they might be a team worth watching next year. Yesterday, the A's beat the – Jay, do you know who the A's beat yesterday? They're in Pennsylvania. I can't remember.
Huh?
Yeah.
Might be somebody by the name of the Phillies.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah,
it was.
okay.
18-3, the A's over the Phillies.
Spanking.
You see that, Drapes?
I didn't see that, but I know
Out
my
the
guys.
Johnson & Johnson baby powder.
I know my guys are just coasting. You know, we play our best baseball in October, not in July.
Definitely didn't play it yesterday. 8 homers for the A's. Brown and Rooker and Butler all hit multiple home runs. That's the first time in A's club history that they had 3 guys have multiple home run days. 8 homers for the A's. They beat the Phillies 18-3, as we said. But it also came out over the weekend. Tony Clark is the president or the chief of the Players Association, and he says now he would like to discuss with MLB whether morning games should be an option in case of extreme heat when the A's are playing in Sacramento next year. And on the logistics of the move in general, he says these decisions needed to be made yesterday, end quote. We're still awaiting the schedule from Major League Baseball. Story came out last week that baseball's having a hard time taking all these things into account. They got the Coast League games they got to schedule at Sutter Health Park. They've got the heat now because we had record heat this year. What do you make of that? Now, again, this is the Players Union saying we can discuss this with them, but how about the idea of early morning games in Sacramento to beat the heat?
I'm not opposed to it, Whitey. Like a 10 o'clock start? No, what?
This is the major leagues. You can't be playing games at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Hold on, Whitey. Hold up now. Hold up. You got kids. We all got kids.
Yes.
We take little Johnny to his baseball game at 9 a.m. His little T-ball game starts at 9 a.m.
Right. That's a little T-ball game. This is Major League Baseball.
The fans would still show up. How many times do you wake up on a Saturday morning? And I'm not talking during the week. I can't see it during the week. Like I can't see it 10 o'clock when people are at work. But on the weekends, why not? You know, Saturday, instead of going to the farmer's market, you know what? We're going to go to watch this game. I will say this, though. Why is this such an issue all of a sudden now, Whitey? Don't we got the River Cats playing right now? Do we not care about AAA baseball? Is that what's happening?
Not as much.
Okay for them to play.
You're right. I've been to games out there. Jay, you've probably been to games out there where it's just melt your face off hot. You're right. But people do care a little more, and it's a bigger factor if it's the majors, because if the heat affects a AAA game, you know, ultimately, hey, the players they're there to develop, and it's not that big a deal. But if you've got, you know, 114-degree weather that's actually impacting the pennant race or something, then you've got a problem because the games matter more at that level. Plus, it's just the nature of it. It's Major League Baseball. It's supposed to be, everything's supposed to be the best it can be. Oh, we got to start a game at, 7:30 because it's going to be hot tomorrow. Family Schlegel says the A's starting at 8 a.m. You can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning. That's he says anonymous said that. So I don't, Jay, can you settle this dispute? You're a baseball guy.
Yeah, I'm not too opposed of it. I'm with what Drapes on this one. Yeah, I mean, what we play international games, football plays early. Why is baseball the exception?
Well, they play early here, but it's not 8 o'clock in the morning where they're playing. It's just 8 o'clock in the morning here when they play in London.
I got you, but yeah. I mean, even on we play college football. Sometimes plays 9 o'clock. Starts, very rarely on the West Coast, but you'll see it here and there. 10 o'clock starts here and there on the West Coast when it comes to, conferences. They're rare, but they happen. I just don't really see the, what's the big deal beside the fact that these guys are pros and they shouldn't play at a time. I mean, it's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Whitey's just being difficult. He's just opposed to change. So you know what I mean?
Are you only going to do that on let's say you had a night game, then you're going to come back the next day? Oh, it's going to be hot today, so we got to start early. That is going to water down the product that I'm paying to see. If the guys are playing, a night game, then they got to come back the next day at, who knows, 10 a.m. I'll just give you 10 a.m. I'm not going to go to 8 a.m. That's a problem.
No, we're looking at NFL games being played Sunday and then Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
That watered down but they're still doing that Thursday, and now they're looking to expand.
Saturday now,
Wednesday, and Friday, all this. And so, come on, Whitey, stop that, man. You know what? And it's 162 darn games. You can't tell me you can't have the season that start at 10 a.m.
I thought you were going to say, I honestly thought you were going to say it's 162 degrees. It has gotten pretty hot. Yeah.
Let's say I do start at 10 a.m. If I'm a school, if I'm a parent, if I'm an organization, kids getting free, like field trip day, especially during the summer. Come on, man. Had them kids come out there at 9. What time you wake up usually, Whitey?
7-ish. 6:30.
Oh, man, you eating lunch at 10.
I know.
Why do you already had 2 cups of Joe breakfast and you looking for lunch by 10 o'clock?
They have lunch at noon. Yep.
Come on, man.
Baseball, you can't play Major League Baseball. I don't like the look of it. And also because here we are so excited about getting Major League Baseball to Sacramento. Well, the stadium is small. That's okay. Well, they got to have artificial turf, which you don't have much at Major League Baseball anymore because you got so many games there. Okay. Well, we got to start the games at 10 a.m. It just starts to pile up where it just looks like, guys, we're not putting our best not putting our best Nike forward.
But is that a Sacramento thing, or is that
us? It affects our bid, doesn't it?
See, I disagree. I think it affects the fact that the Oakland A's need to do something. Like, it's not Sacramento's fault that the A's are coming to Sacramento and the River Cats and the A's can't figure out something together. I think for me, it's just more reason to go ahead and say, okay, look, let's build a new stadium. Let's get it done. Let's push the narratives. Let's continue, because look, the Vegas situation is taking forever. I mean, every single day, there's silence. There's nothing going on when it comes to the Oakland A's moving to Las Vegas. Well, listen, let's start to petition and do some other different things. And I think that if I'm Sacramento, I'm going to the table. If I'm Vivek and company, I'm going to the table and say, listen, all the more reason, Tony Clark, all the more reason why we need to get this established and taken care of. And we don't need to try to think about what's going on in 2031 like a first-round draft pick in the NBA. Let's figure something out right now.
If we have a new state, this is neither here nor there. I'm not arguing with you, asking the question. Let's say they were going to stay, we're going to build a stadium in Sacramento. Would we have to put a roof over it, in your opinion?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think you have to do something to the form of.
I agree with you.
Even a half roof, Seattle, something like that. Which is, it's not like it can't be done. Seattle has that, Texas with the barn now, it seems like it could close. It allegedly closes, but sometimes it's like 10 feet apart, doesn't close. I mean, they're building all these different designs for these stadiums. I think if you build it partially, it works perfectly. And I just go back to Seattle. They got AC pumping through that joint. It's half open, half closed. I think that works perfect here in Sacramento.
Yeah, maybe maybe you're right. Maybe not a dome, but like a lot of something where there's a lot of the field in shade. I never thought of that before this year, but I think you're right.
Anything's better than 117 in Las Vegas and sand hitting you in the mouth.
Yeah, I'm with you. When we come back, Domas and why is so excited about the Kings' big move, and we got Drapes in Vegas for Summer League. Drive, guys. Sack that Sparks.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, Go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Michael Dave here for Capital Casino. Sacramento summertime heat is back. And of course, Cap Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, wants to invite everyone to soak up some air conditioning, still with the most variety of table games in the region. And as always, the best food, best service, and the best action, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. Capital Casino, of course, reminding everyone to please make sure you gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
If you've been on the American River, it's uphill, it's downhill. There's trails everywhere that you can walk, and it just makes you happy. And I couldn't walk, and it was terrible. I was turning into a real crab. I went to the Good Feet store, and I tried on the arch supports. I could not believe that I was not in pain. I can walk, I can run, I can jump, I can do anything. My name's Terry, and that's my Good Feet story.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Sponsored by Xfinity Internet. Enjoy ultimate control of your home network. Personalize your Wi-Fi name and password. Assign user profiles. View and control connected devices and more with the Xfinity Internet app.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Take it on the local level. Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sacktown Sports. Giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Kyle Draper is in Las Vegas where the Kings take on the Utah Jazz tonight at Drapes. Has promised the Kings to do a better job at taking care of the basketball tonight. Right, Drapes? We have your word on that, right?
Oh, yeah. 2 days of practice, 2 days to seed and sit on that performance from Friday. The boys will be ready tonight. They'll take better care of the ball. Should be a fun.
Against the Utah Jazz. Now, we know that Monty was on with J. Ross today, and he said some interesting things and talked about how exciting the offseason has been. One of the things he said that got a lot of attention was where he said, I think at this point, this is pretty much the group, the core we're going to take into the training camp. A lot of people weren't happy about that, and I'm sure we'll continue to kick that around as the weeks unfold. But how about the reaction over the weekend? TMZ got Domas talking about the DeRozan trade. Drapes, it sounds like Domas is as excited about this as any Sacramento Kings fan is.
Dude, we might see some 15 assist games from Domas. It's like, another weapon, another guy to hit that can get buckets. And yeah, I like it, man. And Domas has the personality too, where he'll fit in with anybody. It's an unselfish guy. And so, no, man, he's looking forward to it. And I think it's going to work really well.
Here's Domas and how excited he is talking to TMZ about the acquisition of DeMar DeRozan.
Just got DeMar DeRozan? Yeah. How does it feel? That's crazy.
I'm excited. It's going to be a big piece.
Hey, he's an LA native, so, I'm a Lakers fan, but I want to see what he does. Are you guys thinking, sky's the limit?
No, yeah, we're excited. We're excited. He's huge. He's going to elevate us, so we can't wait.
What do you think? You guys already had one of the best records in the NBA. What does his play take you guys to a new level? How do you think his play will?
We already got Fox, we got Malik, now we got DeRozan who can get a bucket anytime. So it makes life a lot easier.
That's right. Are you guys planning on getting together? Have you hit him?
Yeah, we'll see. I just came in from Puerto Rico.
I saw that. How are you feeling, man?
We're good. It's okay.
There's always next Olympics.
Yes, sir.
Hey, well, look, man. Hey, I think one day, best rebounder in the league. I think one day you'll see your team all the way through. Thank you.
So, in addition to expressing how sorry he is that Lithuania is not participating in the Olympics, Domas says we can get a bucket anytime we want now, Drapes.
I mean, they really can. When you look at what DeMar DeRozan is, he is a walking bucket. And think about this. The dude's set to turn 35. We were just talking about Robert Covington, who's been around forever. Seems like he's on his last leg. And DeMar's older than him, still producing at an elite level. And so, we talked about it last week after the DeRozan signing. Now, who do you key on down the stretch? You're going to have Malik, Keegan. You're going to have 4 guys around Domas that can get buckets, that can shoot the rock. And so it's, you got to pick your poison. And let's not forget, De'Aaron Fox, one of the most clutch players in the league. And so I just think it's going to be an elite offense. I think it's going to be, nearly unstoppable because on nights Keegan doesn't have it, nights Fox doesn't have it. You got a guy in DeRozan that can carry you to a 30 or 40-point game, man. And so I'm excited. I want to see these guys work out. I'm hoping DeMar is here. I haven't seen him here at Summer League, but if the boy is out here, man, I got to holler at him because, fans already love him. I'm excited to get him in sack.
Yeah, we got to get that Draper exclusive. Drapes and DeMar. That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, that would be. What if he's at the game? I tell you what, Jason Ross gave me his little recorder. So I'm gonna be like a roving beat reporter out there tonight. Whoever I see, I'm gonna flick on this mic and get somebody so we can run it tomorrow during the show.
How about this? The reason DeMar ended up in Sacramento instead of Miami, according to Bobby Marks, and I don't know which way DeMar DeRozan would have decided to go, but Bobby Marks says the Heat wanted DeRozan, but nobody would take on Duncan Robinson's contract to facilitate that deal. So Miami was not in any position without that happening. They couldn't make an offer. So once again, things working out for Monty and the Kings. Let's face it, there are going to be some issues defensively, and also the crunch time scenario that you just described. It's going to take them time to figure out how they deal with that, because DeMar and also De'Aaron and even Malik, to a degree, they're all used to, all right, it's my time. And I'm not saying they're selfish players, but they're going to have to sort that out.
Yeah, and I think, I think Malik's role will change, maybe the most. But I can envision a scenario, and hopefully the guys will talk about this, where De'Aaron Fox sort of defers. And we don't need that. We still need De'Aaron to be De'Aaron, a guy that can get you 30 points on any given night. As great as DeMar is, I think De'Aaron has to still be our best player. Yes. And that doesn't mean lead the team in scoring every night and score 40 every night. But in terms of whose team it is, I don't want to see De'Aaron defer or take 14, still be you, and DeMar can get in where he can fit in. And so I look at a Malik, I look at a Keegan. Guys like that maybe don't get as many shot attempts. But I said it before about Keegan Murray. He may not shoot more, but I think he'll be more efficient this upcoming season. And so it'll be like, if I'm them, and I'm sure this will happen, because a lot of times De'Aaron will work out down in the LA, San Diego area. Domas will go down there. Like, I'm playing pickup ball with DeMar DeRozan. I know they got the Drew League coming up as well. And so, like, if I'm the Kings, if I'm teammates with DeMar, we working on that chemistry right now, Whitey. We're not waiting until camp in September, late September, to figure this out.
I have a hard time believing that DeMar DeRozan is coming here where there's already something of an established core. And I have a hard time believing he's coming in thinking, well, now I'm the guy. Plus, not only because of his nature, but just the things he said about at his media conference about how I can play with anybody. And he's a smart guy. He understands how these things work. He understands teams have their culture. So I can't imagine that he's coming in with an idea that he's anything more than somebody who's going to help facilitate everything for the guys that are already here.
Yeah, and the thing about DeMar, we all know this. The dude is a hooper, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's just a basketball player. And I don't get the sense that he comes in with any ego or I got to take the last shot.
Right.
I got to be I think he does whatever it takes to win. And he's been on some bad teams. I mean, you look at Chicago with their injury situation, and he was tasked to be the guy, especially when Lonzo got hurt, and we know Zach LaVine only played in 25 games this past season. And so he was sort of forced into being the guy. As your second option and how efficient he is from the field, I think it'll make life easier for De'Aaron Fox too. Think about it, Whitey. Late in games, you can't just key on Fox. That's how it was last season. We all knew Fox and Monk, they were the guys. Now you add in DeMar, and now you got multiple guys, and either of those guys, any of those guys can take advantage of the defense.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Vic joins us on Sacktown Sports. Hello, Vic. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Good. What's on your mind today?
So I think that the Kings need one more piece, whether that's a John Collins or whether that's even like an Isaac Okoro someone to kind of shift our identity. We need someone who's still an enforcer. Like now we got DeMar, we can really try to make a push for it. But I think we still need one more piece. But I mean, other than that, I want to see what you guys think about it. And also, Kirkland is a great brand. Shout out to you guys.
How about that? Vic Kirkland checking in.
What is that? A Kirkland sales rep?
I mean, it's quite a brand. They have just about anything you would want, right? Kirkland makes whatever you need. Kirkland makes one. Kirkland has one.
I don't know if I want my golf balls being made by the same company that manufactures toilet bowl cleaner. It just or I don't want
your swing. It's actually kind of appropriate, but I'm kidding.
I don't want my toilet bowl cleaner coming from the same place that manufactures my underwear or socks. It's
right.
just I don't know. It's just something about it, man. So
how about the points you make? Yeah.
No, I thought it was good points. I mean, we know that, right? I mean, they need something, and I said this the first segment, I think it was. I'm all in on John Collins. That's my guy. Yeah. I think he checks all the boxes for us. I think he's the answer for us. But clearly, Monty and those guys don't agree, right? Like we had Tony Jones on a couple of weeks. He was like, you can have John Collins. But clearly, me and a couple of callers and maybe some other people are the only ones all in on John Collins. Clearly, Monty McNair doesn't feel the same way. You know what's interesting about the Collins situation too? I think Wes Wilcox was down in Atlanta.
Oh yeah, okay.
Early in
I hadn't
Collins'
thought of that.
career.
Yeah.
I have to look at the timeline and timetable, but he might have been there early in John Collins' career, and I wonder if he has an opinion on Collins.
Here's what for me would be a deal breaker on Collins, and maybe they bring him in, and I certainly understand what you're saying about how he would help. To me, right now, defensively, you've got some real issues, and I don't think he makes you. If anything, I think he compromises your defense even further, and I don't think you can afford to do that. That would be my thing with Collins right now. We dance around it. We're used to dancing around it here with the Kings, and I know their defense was better last year. They were mid-pack, but right now, adding DeMar DeRozan, defense is going to be a problem for them, and I don't think you can afford to make it any worse.
Yeah, I hear you on that, but defense was a problem 2 weeks ago, and we added in a DeMar DeRozan. Like we were looking at guys that could. Now, to your point, it's even more of an issue now. Like you need to address that even more so now. But if I'm correct, wasn't last season Monty was the one? Let's double down on offense.
Yes.
So maybe that's the philosophy. I don't know. I agree. They need maybe McDaniels could be a good defender. I don't know what their vision is and their thought process, because on paper, just a 30,000-foot view, it would seem all right. We need a defensive-minded four-man. I don't know if they think that way, though.
Isaac Okoro, by the way, he's more of he's a wing. He's restricted. That's what makes him tricky. Cleveland can match any offer that he gets. It's a little surprising to me that he's still out there, but something to keep an eye on. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. We'll get back to the phones as the conversation continues when we come right back. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by July 31st, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
If you're looking for a new couch, you could cut down on expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive. Because you've had this couch for too long. Sure, you've had good times together, but a ripped-up cushion is not a fond memory. It's a sign. Notice how other people have couches with 2 armrests? Now that's living, right? No, it's just normal. So bundle your renters and car insurance with Progressive and put the savings toward a new couch. Please, it's time. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states.
Trouble, blood is in the rocky waters. Hide away your sons and daughters, eat you alive.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
Daniel 916 has a complaint. Says we need current or past Sacramento Kings to step up their golf game so they can start playing in the American Century Championships. It's in the Kings' backyard, yet no Kings playing it. They used to, didn't they, Jay? The Kings used to play in that thing.
They see normally have one or two, but it's I actually noticed because I got someone reached out to me, call it 5-6 years ago when we were still going up there, and it's like a long list. I'm talking about DMV. We're talking about Costco line to get into the American Century Tournament. Like it is very difficult for celebrities. Kyle Drapes.
You can't just say, "Hey, I'd like to be in that." Okay.
No. And the other thing they do is NBC does this great job of they get the people that are relevant right now. Hence why you see like the Kelsey brothers jump up this year compared to the last, 5 or 6 years. And so they're always looking for the who's who and who's in the now. And that's kind of how they manipulate who they put into the, the field.
I wonder if now that NBC is going to have the NBA again, if they would be a little more inclined to have more NBA guys
Maybe.
this year. That's just a guess.
Draper.
I don't know.
Where you at, Drake?
Yeah.
NBC, Sacramento Kings, local, not too far in Folsom. It's a very quick drive, brother.
Right. I drive up and drive back. They ain't even have to fly me in or anything, pay for gas or anything like that,
It's but why I've heard that the list is literally 200 to 300 names long.
Wow.
Now I don't know if that's true, but people that I've talked to over NBC is
is the story of
it's a doozy.
Didn't C-Web play in that before?
Yes, he did.
I know Mike Bibby plays golf. Has he played in that?
I don't remember Bibby, but Weber for sure. Yeah. Vince Carter did. He's up there again this year. So yeah, they have.
Mm-hmm. Kings fan Dan here before we get back to the phones. Kings fan Dan. DeRozan led the league in minutes last year, averaged 21 per game. If he can lower his minutes a little and still get 18 per game, we will be amazing. I agree with that, Kyle. That's kind of what I've been thinking. That's not enough for you?
No, it's not enough. I'm looking at the elite of the elite teams. I'm talking about championship, Whitey. I'm not talking about regular season stats and I'm talking about to be the best. Usually you have two guys averaging 20 or more. We see LeBron and AD. We see Tatum and Jaylen Brown. We see Jokic and Jamal Murray. We see Giannis and Dame Lillard. 18 a game, that's my third option. That's Keegan Murray.
I'm going to have 4 or 5 guys averaging 18 plus. Yeah, Domas,
darn straight.
Malik, and De'Aaron, and Keegan. And they're all going to be averaging 18 plus.
Exactly. I need 22 a night from DeMar DeRozan. How about that? Can I get that? And De'Aaron Fox at 28. And then Keegan at 18, Domas at 17, 18. That's, because I mentioned it, man. You look at a team like the Celtics this past season. We know Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, how great they were. But really, what took them to the next level is you bring in another guy like Kristaps Porzingis. Let's not forget that. Kristaps Porzingis came in and averaged close to 20 points per game as the third option. So I don't want DeMar DeRozan's output production to be third option level. He still needs to be a 22 point per game kind of guy, I think.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140 is the number. Sam's been hanging on. Sam, you're on with the Drive Guys. How are you on this Monday? What's up, Sam?
Hey, excuse me. I'm real good. Thank you. I did make a very modest amount of money yesterday at Whitney Oaks playing Kirkland golf balls. So
nice.
They're not bad. I like the way they feel coming off the club. But with that said, I'm going to show Drape how to pay for his gas when he goes up as a celebrity. And and the reason is I'm going to show you how the Kings can pick up 5 extra wins and go over the 46 in the hook over and under this year, and everybody collect money. The first thing I think is that DeRozan is definitely an upgrade over Harrison Barnes. And with that said, I expect DeRozan and everybody to get us an extra 3 to 4 points on that side of the ball that Harrison didn't give us. and probably give us a rebound or two more, just because Harrison only played consistently about 70 to 75% of the time. The other one is we're going to go on the defensive end. On the defensive side is that almost every team, when a players come down the court, they go put a guy over there in the corner. And invariably, the Kings go over there, start guarding him, then they start cheating to the middle to try and help the center or whoever it is to cover the paint. They throw the ball out to the corner, and before the Kings guy can get out there, they knock down a three on us. And that happens game after game after game. So I would tell whoever is guarding that guy in the corner, you go down there and you do not cheat into the paint. You stay within 3 feet of him constantly and do not allow him to get the ball and make somebody else beat us. And that will kick in a minimum of 3 extra points for the Kings. And with that, probably relate to 4 or 5 extra wins, which is going to put us around 51, 52 wins with the squad we have at this present time. So I think that if you do it, I'm going to throw a girl on that, and maybe some of you guys want to make a little extra money with me.
Thank you, Sam. I feel like Drapes, I should have been writing that down, and I wasn't. My goodness, that's quite a formula he gave us. Yeah.
He lost me at Kirkland golf balls.
He'll take your Kirkland golf balls. Yeah, he likes the way they feel off the club.
It makes some money off it too. Yeah. No, that sounds like a good blueprint though to a few extra wins though, man. He got it all mapped out for us.
What jumped out to me was his point about how you got your forwards in the corners and they're kind of cheating, trying to help out Domas, and then not being able to get out to the shooters in the corners as quickly. We know that closing out on shooters was a big problem for the Kings last year. Remember, they were getting drilled. I think they improved in that area, but they were just getting destroyed on threes. I think that's a real astute observation, frankly. But I think the Kings have already have improved in that area.
Yeah, I think so. And I don't think it's guys cheating and trying to help Domas, as guys improved their on-ball defense once Keon Ellis came into the game, and into the rotation. And so I think to your point, Whitey, their 3-point defense shored up when their perimeter defense shored up. And it wasn't like Domas made a change or guys stopped helping or anything like that. It was like, you know what? We're going to guard our yard and not get beat off the dribble as much as they did early in the season.
Mm-hmm. And he mentioned over-under. I think, was it Evan Sittery that quoted some of these over-unders?
DraftKings.
DraftKings, yeah. Kings 45.5.
Yes.
DraftKings. What do you think of that number, Drapes?
It's awful. It's terrible.
Because it's easy money then, right?
I would say so, because when you look at it, they won 46, and this is a better team, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a better squad. They won 46. In back-to-back years, 46 and 48. They've hit the over the last 2 seasons, the Sacramento Kings have. And so I once again think, Vegas is, not giving us our due.
Yeah.
Yeah, disrespect. Like, I think they had Phoenix ahead of us. I think we were the 7th choice, tied with the Pelicans in terms of the over-under. I got it. I think this team can win 50 games. And I was talking to somebody earlier about the DeRozan signing. And one of the things, sure, we'll still have some bad losses. It happens to every team in the NBA. But I think, when you have a guy like DeRozan, maybe you don't lose as much against the Wizards or the Detroits of the world. This team won 46 games despite the injuries, despite the bad losses. And the number now is 45.5. I got them at 51, 52 wins this upcoming season.
See, I understand what you're saying and I understand feeling disrespected, as a lot of Kings fans do. But to me, why waste your time feeling disrespected if you are, one who chooses to engage in these activities? Say thank you and go make some money. Yes. Oh, yeah. Thank you. That's a perfect number. You're so wrong. I'm going to take advantage of this. It's a blessing. Rather than feel bad about it, go take advantage of it and make some money like Sam's going to do.
Exactly. Like that last caller, right? Make some money. I mean, I think, and as tough as the West is going to be, the Kings improved this offseason. The Warriors didn't improve. The Clippers didn't improve. So there are some teams that'll take a step back just a little bit, and hopefully the Kings will be able to pick up some more wins that way.
Let's catch up with Steven here on Sacktown Sports. Hey, Steven, how are you?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Good.
Good. What's up, Steven?
All right. Well, not much, man. Those Kirkland golf balls, man, they're made by PXG. Those are some pretty good golf balls, man.
Okay.
So I'm just letting you know, those Kirklands, man, they're solid. Same thing with the tequila, man. The tequila that they have is 1800. So I mean, their Kirkland stuff, man, ain't that bad. I'm just saying. So quick thought. I'll let you guys get back to the Kirkland stuff because that's the whole thing here. So is it a pretty safe bet to assume that that Monty might be looking to wait to the trade deadline in order to make like that additional move just to see how the season and where other players are going to be at as far as maybe being happy or maybe unhappy in their situations? Like, the season of distressed assets, you know what I'm saying? So maybe there's a couple of other distressed assets out there that might be looking to move at the trade deadline. Do you think that's something that Monty may have in his back pocket that he's trying to say? Maybe sandbag a little bit.
Yeah. Thank you, Steve. I think it's a great question. First of all, get out of that. It sounds like you're in the middle of the freeway. You need to, get out of the middle of the freeway for your own safety. We appreciate your calling, but I think that's a great question, Drapes. How do you answer that?
I look at it a little bit differently. I look at it as I think Monty is waiting for the market to settle down. I think the asking price of a lot of these assets, we talk about distressed assets. I think the asking price for Kuzma is too much. The asking price for all these guys. And I think it's like the housing market. Do you buy now and, when the market's hot, or do you wait, and see it settle down a little bit? I think the Mikal Bridges trade really crushed the market and set the market. It's sort of like when COVID happened and we rebounded from that. I'm still waiting on gas prices to come down, eggs to come down, bacon to come down, and it hasn't come down yet. I think Monty, to an extent, is waiting for this market to soften up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised if that is the case, Stephen. I don't know, but they certainly have reason to believe, based on their analytics and their number crunching, like Sam, they like this group. If they like it enough to think, hey, this might be good enough, I could see them deciding, let's maintain a little flexibility in case we need it. Let's see where things are going. I know Jay is the one that said they don't really have to do anything until the break. They have done something big. But Jay, do you think maybe they are just hanging on here and they want to see exactly how good they are, how good everybody else is before they decide what's next, which maybe they won't do till the deadline?
Yeah, I think kind of combination of what you and Drapes are saying at the same time. I think the Mikal Bridges is definitely kind of, set the market. As if you're trying to go get a Lauri Markkanen or, as we see with Mikal Bridges, you're giving up picks all the way to 2030 at this point on top of a couple of youngsters. And so I think both of you guys, you and Drapes, are pretty much spot on. But I've been saying this. I think the names, and we've seen a few names move. I don't believe most people thought Mikal Bridges was going to move, but I think that's a special circumstance, fellas. I don't see the huge names, the KDs, guys that we heard whispers about. Houston was hunting down KD, guys like that haven't really moved. And so if they haven't moved, the Bobby Portises, Dylan Brooks, Marcus Smart, like the guys that we thought may be moved, which are where the Kings probably need to live, they haven't moved yet, but we'll see now. Trade deadline. And as I said, come next year, I think the Kings are going to dive all in, especially now with, DeRozan.
Drapes, I know you have a guest for us. Who do we have coming up here?
Stephen B.
Yeah, Steve Bulpett, been covering the NBA since 85.
Woo!
No, I'm dating him right now, but he's all heavy on sports. A great follow on social media. Covered the Celtics championship run. Wrote about Bronny James as well. I got to ask him about my guy Bronny James. So he's standing by, man. We're going to have him next segment.
Yeah, Steve Bulpett coming up next. Drive Guy, Sacktown Sports.
Grab the keys to a new Toyota. This summer, answer the call to adventure in California with Toyota's legendary reliability. Shop a wide selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs, including more hybrids than any other brand. Don't miss a low lease on the 2024 Corolla, RAV4 Hybrid, Highlander, Tacoma, and even the new all-hybrid 2025 Camry. It's time to make this summer one to remember. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit at 7/31/24.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash, wow, for all-day freshness.
It's a myth to think you don't play golf well enough to get fitted for golf clubs. The professionals at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio would argue that playing the game with golf clubs properly fitted to your body and swing characteristics is the best way to improve your game and have more fun on the golf course. With a professional staff of fitters, all the major brands of equipment, and cutting-edge technology featuring TrackMan, the indoor-outdoor Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is worth a look. See for yourself, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway. Schedule your fitting at 916-808-2531, 808-2531.
18 number ones. Countless ACM and CMA awards. Sold out world tours. And now, Dierks Bentley is coming to Sacramento for Country in the Park 2. September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Parmalee, Dasha, Kelsey Hart, and more. Plus line dancing, food trucks, and more. Tickets available now at CITBfest.com.
Brought to you by McKee Brothers, Clemmy Rooter and Heat, and Dawson Oil Company.
Celebrate Sacramento Rivercats baseball during our 25th anniversary season and join the fun at Sutter Health Park. For a full promotion schedule and to buy tickets, visit rivercats.com. We'll see you there.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Drapes in Vegas, getting ready for the Kings and the Jazz tonight. And he's got a special guest for us, Kyle Draper. What's going on?
What's up, guys? I got my boy Steve Bulpett, heavy on sports. You can follow him on social media. Longtime writer for the Celtics, the NBA, and close friend of mine. You know, we used to work together covering the Celtics back in the day. Steve, thanks for jumping on, man.
Well, you asked, so I mean, if you didn't want me on, you shouldn't have asked.
Yeah, you hear that, fellas. I want you to just record that, Jay, clip that. He said, I asked. So when Drapes ask, things get done.
Wow.
That's Steve, you've been covering Summer League for a while.
Yeah.
Tell me about just the changes you're seeing out here, the vibe, the interactions. How has Summer League grown?
Oh my God. The first one was 2004 out here. Supposed to be in Boston. This was his dream. And last minute, he had to pull it together because Boston, the Democratic Convention was going to be there. They could have done it, but they just didn't want to do it in Boston. Anyway, so he does it out here, and it was like, first year, it was a handful of teams. It was totally mom and pop. It was wild, but you know, just not like it is today. It's grown today nowadays to be this huge production. You know, with the way they move people around, this is a really, really large undertaking.
Yeah.
But it was Warren Legary's dream, the agent, and I'm really proud of him, and I'm happy for him.
Yeah, you see him around here, like he's he's
first year he's out there, you know, making sure teams had enough towels. You know, I mean, it was
right.
You know, but again, happy for him that it's turned into this year, and it's become a real big showcase for basketball.
Oh, we're having a little bit of in and out
here.
Yeah.
That you'd also have guys wanting to come out here and train on the side and things like that. It would be an extra benefit for teams, and he was right.
And he was right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steve Bulpett, our guest here from Heavy.com, covered the Celtics for more than 30 years for the Boston Herald. Steve, we're still excited here in Sacramento about the DeRozan deal. What do you think of the fit for Sacramento? How much better he potentially could make them?
Well, I think the big thing is, number one, he's a really good basketball player, which, seeing how the Kings are a basketball team would seem to be a good thing. But secondly, he gives you some of that veteran presence that I think really, if you look at some of the teams in the league that are really young and really talented, they have struggles. But having a guy like DeRozan, who's that solid, is the kind of thing that can elevate a team during a playoff series. Regular season, hey, guys, get out there, run, jump, play hard, and wins will happen if you got enough talent. In the playoffs, it becomes a lot more, when it becomes a possession-for-possession game, you have guys that are just plain solid in addition to their talent. So I think it's a huge pickup for the Kings.
Steve, one of the things that, we've been talking about here is, all right, the DeRozan signing is great, but fans want more. We're like, all right, what else? Go out there and get somebody else. You covered the Celtics. You've been covering the Celtics. You've seen championship teams. It's not, you can't pop this in the microwave, hit 2 minutes, and then come out with a meal. It takes time. Can you speak to that? And especially when you look at the Celtics who, kept tinkering, switching, the Kyrie era, the Kemba era, they finally got it right. It takes time, man.
Well, there's that. And also fans seem to want, go out and get me names, go out and get me stars. And if you look at what was critical for the Celtics this year, guys like Derek White, guys like Drew Holiday, who I can't believe anyone ever let him go. But I mean, it's guys like that fit. It's not just going after stars. It's knowing what guys are going to be the right fit for your team. So I would say, you want to add to the club. Fans want to see that happen. But the guy or the guys that might really drive a team like Sacramento over the top could be a guy that you think, well, what's the big deal about him? But he's the perfect guy to fit with what you have. I mean, get the Kings another solid rebounder defender guy. What happens with that team, right?
Yeah.
If you get someone to complement the talent, the skilled type or more skilled type players, that's what you need. Derek White is like worth his weight in gold now, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Steve Bulpett with us from Heavy.com. You've covered the NBA a long time, as Drapes detailed for us, as we know. Could you speak to how Sacramento's reputation as an organization has changed, presumably has improved over the last several years?
I remember the first time, Sacramento's first year in the league, okay? And I'm sorry to digress a little bit and tell us this story, but so the big deal about going into there, the old where they built like the shell of a warehouse. The whole thing was like a land swindle type deal because what's his name? Greg Lucanville, right? He'd owned land north in the south in the fight. The south had gotten zoned for business and not the north that he owned. Anyway, but the big deal going in there was it was one of the first arenas that had a noise meter. Okay. And it used to be like a thing where the like a thermometer type thing would go up and there'd be a Kings logo at the top.
Yep.
And before that game, the Celtics were arguing and betting whether when Danny Ainge got announced, it would set the meter to the top. So they announced Brigham Young, number 44, Danny Ainge. And all the Celtic players are looking and pointing in the corner at the old Arco Arena at this freaking noise meter. So, the world was a little bit different back then.
Yes.
Did it make it? Did he reach the top?
Yes.
Okay.
Danny. As Drapes knows, there's several reasons to dislike Danny Ainge. But yeah, it was, that's the kind of stuff that was a big deal. I mean, it was, Anyway, but over the years, the change in, ownerships and all that. hey, just the fact that the franchise is still there, right?
Yeah.
When it was gone, right? That, the Kings were in Seattle for all intents and purposes until David Stern and Kevin Johnson got together and and worked things out like that. So, but it's funny, the perception of an organization will follow along pretty closely with winning, right? So, right now this is an up and coming team. When it crosses the next threshold,
Fingers crossed, Steve. We're hoping. You're out here in summer league. We get to see Bronny James up close and personal. 55th overall pick. I've maintained that, being the son of LeBron James, people say, "Oh, he's here because of that." I argue that he's here in spite of that. Meaning, like LeBron said, he could, go out and play video games or go do whatever he wants. The fact that he has the drive and determination. I know you've talked to several people about Bronny. What are you hearing about the young fella? I know he's had some struggles here in summer league so far.
Well, look, I think the whole Bronny James cause celeb it's a social media thing, and sports talk radio.
Sports talk radio, yeah.
Thank you.
Think about it. We're bringing them up here in Sacramento.
I can feel the heat coming off you just because you are a hot take machine.
I am.
Machine. Number one, nepotism. The NBA. Look at every organization, the number of people that are that are sons of and JB Bickerstaff and all these people. You got to earn your way eventually.
Right.
But the key thing that I wrote about was that people are trying to judge Bronny James on who he is, like right now, what he showed this past year. And as one prominent GM told me, hey, he has the season start late because of the health issue, right? The cardiac incident, clean bill of health, but he was on a dysfunctional team at SC and, got started late. But if you look at his skill set, is he worth a guy that's a fair bet to develop? And a couple of guys I talked to say, he could have got picked well before that. They'd take him over a bunch of guys in the second round. But I think people didn't. Well, first of all, I think they were scared off by the idea that he's going to go to the Lakers,
right? And
that's what was being seemingly engineered. But there's also the thing of the circus. There are huge a huge amount of attention around this guy, and maybe there were teams that didn't want to deal with that.
Right.
But as terms of a player, here's what I find weird is that these teams will pick in the first round guys from Europe who they've seen play really limited against, competition that do they know or not. And they'll take these guys really high. Is Bronny James certainly worth a 55th overall pick when you look at his physical skill set and take away last year? That's not a fair assessment of the guy. So, that's the reasoning I got. But there are a bunch of GMs that just would, keep away.
Stay away from him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, we appreciate your time, Steve. Before we let you go, I don't know if you've seen Kyle Draper play basketball. We're just wondering, if you got any inside dirt on him, if you have an NBA comp, what kind of player he's most like when he plays. But I don't know if you've actually seen him play much, have you?
I've never seen him play. And one of my goals in life is to die without ever seeing Draper. So far,
cut the mic.
Good to have goals. Good to have goals.
All right, you almost there, man. I might have to
what
go
do you mean
get
almost there?
I mean,
you're telling me my flight's not going to make it tonight?
No comment, man. I hope you have a long and lasting life, Steve.
If that flight lands up in Boston Harbor,
that's not what I'm saying.
I'm going to be like. The last thing they hear on that plane is me screaming, Draper!
Like a Seinfeld episode or something. Appreciate it, Steve, man.
Yeah,
Enjoy
yeah,
the day. You love Summer League, huh?
I love basketball.
Right.
You know,
That's
probably
right.
talking to Shaq and all stuff. I was never a Celtic fan growing up. I was a basketball fan. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only team I root for is the University of Dayton Flyers.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
Still paying off them student loans, huh? No.
They paid me.
They paid us. I like that.
Nice. Thank you, Steve. Yeah. When we come right back, we'll look at the 5 biggest free agents still available, still unsigned. Next with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Kyle Draper. Equip your staff with top-notch uniforms, professionally cleaned and delivered weekly to your workplace by Alsco Uniforms, proud sponsors of the Sacramento Kings Mop Crew. Our services include uniforms, towels, floor mats, mops, first aid supplies, and restroom essentials to uphold cleanliness and safety standards in your business. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms. Visit alsco.com to learn more. Again, visit alsco.com.
The PGA club fitters at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio know that golf should be fun. They also know that players of all abilities will hit the ball farther and straighter, play better golf, shoot lower scores, and have more fun if they get fitted before they purchase golf clubs. Hagen Oaks delivers the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA professionals. See how the game can be even more fun. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sacktown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
I'm a very active person that likes to move around and go. The pain I was in was really excruciating. It was actually debilitating. I was basically heading towards a sedentary lifestyle. I had really tried everything, but I quickly lost hope with all of the things that we had tried, and that's what led me to the Good Feet store. And when I found the Good Feet system, it really just changed everything. It brought me back to life. I have my active lifestyle back.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
1, 2, 3, 4. Bust it. Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Thank you, Kyle Draper, for lining up Steve Bulpett. Sounds like you and he are real good friends, huh? His goal in life is to live without ever seeing you play basketball. That's sweet. That's nice.
No, he doesn't want to see the best, I guess. You know, he just you don't want to ruin his image of Bird, Jordan, Magic. You know, by watching me play, he'll be like, man, this guy was better than all of them. Jay.
What?
No, he's a good dude, man. Him and I go way back, man. From when I first started in Boston. Good guy.
You know, you just reminded me, talking about the greats, you reminded me of something you said earlier that I really resonated with me when you said that you think there's a good chance that this year's draft class that we're just seeing now in Summer League, that this is going to be remembered as a much better draft class than a lot of people said it was going to be. I mean, it's too early to say, but I definitely think it's trending in that direction.
Yeah, because what I can see is the potential of guys. You know, we talked about Reed Shepherd. He's looked fantastic. Dalton Connect looked good. You know, Ron Holland has looked good. But even, a guy like Risa Shea, you see what, has enamored NBA scouts and GMs about them. I just think, some of these guys will probably take longer to develop, and hopefully they have that. But these guys aren't stiffs or bums or anything
right.
I mean, these guys can play basketball. And I think Risa Shea, I mean, He showed an outside touch, ability to pass. And so, and Sarr, I think, is a good defender. Like I said, he would benefit from playing with a strong point guard that could set him up. But no, these guys will be A-okay.
Mm-hmm. Castle, and I know he's sitting out now because he twisted his, I guess he sprained his wrist. Yeah. Reed Shepherd, I know limited, opportunities to see him. He's been phenomenal. I know he's a little on the small side, but he's been really good, Drapes.
Yes, he has, man. And, the thing about him, he's a bucket. And if I'm Houston, I'm looking at, this Rockets team. They're deep, especially at the guard position. I mean, you think about it, you got Cam Whitmore, who's been balling out. You got Reed Shepherd, you got Jalen Green, you got, so many guys, and they're going to have to make a move at some point. But yeah, man, I think you look at these guys, man, and I saw our boy Devin Carter. I want to let you guys know Devin Carter is here in Vegas. He is hanging with the team. He was at practice yesterday, has the shoulder in the sling right now, but I had a chance to talk to him just a little bit, man, introduce myself, and he can't wait to get back, obviously. But, there's a number of guys who maybe not huge names, but they can play some ball out here.
Mm-hmm. I think we're going to hear that conversation you had. I'm just wondering, did he know? You said you introduced yourself to Devin Carter. Did he know that? Oh, you're the LeBron James of 1140. Did he already know that?
Nah, he didn't know that. But I'm gonna let him figure that out as the season goes on. Like, I don't like to say that too often, Whitey. I let people, figure that out on their own.
That's why I just wondered if I heard it. I know you're not the type to say, hey, here's who I am. I just thought maybe he would have heard it through the grapevine.
Not yet. I mean, the guy's been on the road, hasn't spent much time in Sacramento. I'm sure Monty McNair will fill him in on that at some point.
Mm-hmm. Well, since we had Monty today saying that this could be the core that they go into camp with, and a lot of people were a little bothered by that, let's take a look here from NBA.com. 5 key free agents still available. Okay, Drapes, tell us what you think of these 5 key free agents still available. And this is just top 5. They don't necessarily fit positionally, but Tyus Jones, unrestricted, top playmaker remaining on the free agent market. Tyus Jones, surprised he's still out there?
I am. I love Tyus Jones. I think, for several years, he was, among the league leaders in assist to turnover ratio. A good solid backup point guard could probably start for some teams, maybe a little undersized, but I am surprised. When you look at the backup point guard market or even the lower tier starting market, like, he's a good player, man. Mm-hmm. He would be great for somebody as a backup role or something like that. I'm surprised he's still on the market.
He shot Tyus Jones from 3 last year, 41.4%. And this is a mouthful, but this underscores what you said about assist to turnover ratio. 7.35 assist to turnover ratio last year. The highest mark for a player who averaged at least 5 assists per game while playing at least 50 games in the 47 seasons since turnovers became an official stat. He strikes me as a guy that a lot of teams are looking at that going, he's good, but he's not that good, and we don't want to pay him what he's asking. I don't know. That's just my guess.
Yeah, I think a lot of teams are missing out on this guy, man.
Yeah.
I think he's, 12 points, 7 assists. We look at that next, not saying big thing or next, all-star, but with a bigger role on a better team, he could be a 15.9 assist kind of point guard.
Mm-hmm. We also have 2 shooters who remain unsigned. Unrestricted free agents Luke Kennard, who ranked second in the NBA in three-point percentage last year, 45%, and a guy we've talked a lot about, Gary Trent Jr., the top scorer remaining on the free agent market. Highest scoring average from last season, 13.7 of any remaining free agent, despite it being his lowest mark since becoming a part-time starter in 2020. You surprised Luke Kennard, Gary Trent Jr. are out there? Any interest, Drapes? Everybody needs shooting.
You know what? I like both players. I think both players are phenomenal. Remember, I had said Gary Trent Jr. should be a guy we look at, if we lost Malik Monk.
You said that a long time. You did, yes.
Yeah, remember that? I'm surprised he's listed as 6'5". I thought he was shorter than that. Luke Kennard is also listed as 6'5". I'm looking at both those guys, and I'll probably take a pass Like, I think we need shooting, but then you got Kevin Huerter. Now, if we didn't have Kevin Huerter, you get a Luke Kennard or a Gary Trent Jr., but those guys are 2, maybe 3 position. And, I think we need 3-4 position.
Yeah.
And so I'm passing on both those guys. Love them, but I don't think the fit's there with us right now.
By the way, Luke Kennard, a career 43.9% three-point shooter, career 43.9, third all-time behind only Steve Kerr and Hubert Davis, which I didn't know.
Wow, Hubert Davis.
Hubert Davis, 44.1 beyond the arc.
How many did he take per game?
I don't know. I'd have to look that up. Probably not a lot. Yeah, probably not a lot. Yeah.
So.
Then we have 2 left here. We have restricted free agent. We've talked about him already today. Isaac Okoro. The Cavs do have the option to match any contract he receives. A 3-and-D wing, more of a guard. I think he's 6'5". And then unrestricted free agent, who I think checks a lot of the boxes that we've been looking for a new king to check. Precious Achiuwa, top rebounder remaining on the free agent market. Drapes, is he the guy?
He's beef stew. I mean, he's no beef stew, right? You know what I mean? But yes, I think Precious Achiuwa, because we're looking at using part of our mid-level or how much that we have left or whatever. Here's a guy that, in 49 games last season with the Knicks, started 18, played 24 minutes, Whitey, 7.6 points, 7.2 rebounds.
He's an offensive rebounding machine.
How about that? Averaged close to 3 per game last season. Can he play alongside Domas, though? Not necessarily a shooter, but I think probably not. But I think as a backup big, whether it's 4 or small ball 5 or whatever, I take a flyer on him. But that's the thing. All these guys we're mentioning can help the team, but all these guys mentioning does not cure what we need. We still would need to go out there and add somebody else, I feel like.
Yeah, I feel like that too. But Monty today with Jay Ross apparently doesn't feel that way. We'll hear what he said next. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Right now, you're missing all the fun at the Hagan Oaks Driving Range powered by Top Tracer. It's the place to be this summer in Sacramento. Whether you're an accomplished player or a newbie, there's something for everyone at the Hagan Oaks Nighttime Driving Range. Golf is happening right now, and the Hagan Oaks Driving Range is the perfect place to see what the fuss is all about. The Hangout Food Truck offers tasty bites and craft beers on the brand new relaxed patio, and with a free concert schedule, there's always something for everyone at the Hagan Oaks Driving Range. Join the fun tonight until midnight. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Maida Chevy saves you $12,000 off MSRP on every new half-ton Silverado LT Turbo Max. In stock after rebates. Always 5 to choose from.
Exclusive. All in-stock pricing at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
See dealer for details. M73124.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting you to make the switch to electric this spring and save big with American Energy. Stay ahead of those spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Catch some Aggie football this fall and save money while doing it. Grab one of our all-new mini plans and save up to 40% off single-game tickets. With our can't-miss home slate of games this season, you can pick 82 games for just $60 or any 3 games for $75. Pick the games that fit your schedule and come support the Aggies on their quest for a Big Sky championship. Mini plans can be purchased by calling the ticket office at 530-752-2471 or online at ucdavisaggies.com/tickets. Go Axe!
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam Team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sacktown Sports. The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Got Jay and Whitey in Sacramento and Cal Draper in Vegas and Drapes. I know you got the Kings coming up this evening. Do you have time after the show ends to go, well, no, you got to do it within the next hour. Are you going to place a wager on the Homerun Derby in Vegas?
I'm not. I should. Darn. I totally forgot that, man. The sports book was right at.
Yeah.
Not placing a bet, though. Not placing a bet.
Okay.
I'm not
I would have
sports
gone.
betting guy, dude. I'm not.
You're not?
No.
Huh.
I bet anything else, though. Like, I
Yeah.
bet on, blackjack or roulette or something like that. Sports betting, I don't do it much. No.
But I would think with your keen knowledge of how everything works, it would be like easy money for you, wouldn't it?
You know what I'm going to do?
You're breaking up on us a little bit there.
I might bet like 500 for my Eagles to win the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? I might do that.
You might as well just
money seen, money gone right there.
You
Don't
might
do
as well
that
just
now.
walk out on the street right now and throw $500 in the air.
Yeah, don't like Mr. Beast from YouTube. Just get out of the way. Just spread love right there, man. We're better friends than that, Drake. So we're not gonna allow you to do that,
Like
man.
Jesse from Breaking Bad, just driving around,
throwing
throwing
money
out the window.
But I think I will do that. I'll throw 100 down on my Eagles. I'll do that for sure.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Going to hear what Monty had to say to J. Ross this morning that had some Kings fans a little bit concerned. But first, we'll go to the phones. Mo is with us on Sacktown Sports. Hello, Mo. What do you know?
Hey, man. I heard you mention beef stew. Haven't heard it for beef stew. What are we waiting for, man?
It's a good question.
What's the holdup? I mean, I know they got a couple shooters. I know they got Tim Hardaway. So I mean, I guess that kind of drives the market down. But I mean, it just sounds like a perfect trade for both teams.
I would love it, Mo. We're not sure now. We're never sure Detroit wanted to move off of him. They had a little bit of a backlog at center, which now is.
Well, they got Durant and Wiseman left. So
yeah, right.
I mean,
Exactly.
is it just Durant now or what?
Well, I think didn't they bring in somebody else, Drapes? But we're not sure.
They did,
I love it, Mo. But Drapes, I'm not sure that we're not even sure that that beef stew's available right now.
So I understand, they just brought in, I forget who it is, just brought in a center. But when you look at it, this guy is 23, I think he is. He's only being paid 15.
Paul Reed is the guy, by the way. Paul Reed. You know,
Would you attach a first round pick to a guy like him? I don't know. And so I just don't see them moving off of him right now.
But you're warming up to Beef Stew, aren't you, after making fun of him last week and making fun of me for suggesting it, aren't you?
Yeah, because
oh man, we got some issues with audio-wise, Drapes.
He's this big tough guy, and then you looked it up, and it's like, ooh, he got more off the court, incidents than on the court. Like I'm talking in the locker room and 2 days, anybody to be messed with.
Yeah. Boy, we're getting the fade going. The Vegas fade. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Ramsey on Sacktown Sports. Hello, Ramsey. What's going on? How are you?
Not too much. I'm good. I'm about 20 miles outside of Barstow, on my way to go catch up with Drapes at Summer League tonight. I should be there maybe about 6:30, 6:45, give or take.
Nice.
Okay. You gonna watch them Kings? You gonna come to the game tonight?
Oh yeah, I'm coming in the gym. I'm coming to the gym. I'll come find you when I get there.
Okay, I'm there, bro. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm already on the road. Hey, West side right on time for the Kings game at 7.
All right.
That's good. You know who's playing at 7:30? Lakers Celtics at 7:30.
Yeah. I'd much rather be in Cox Pavilion watching the Kings than Thomas and Mack.
I'm with you, man.
Who are you looking forward to seeing the most in Summer League?
On the Kings or otherwise?
Any team, any player.
One of the players I actually want to check out is potentially play for Boston is Eddie House's son, Jalen, because he went to ASU and then went to New Mexico. I want to see if he can find a way to make a spot, make a roster somewhere.
All right. Thank you, Ramsey. Eyes on the road there. So Ramsey and Drapes hanging out tonight in Las Vegas. How about that?
Yeah, come on through, man. And then Jay here tomorrow. So
yeah,
we're about to get turned up.
Selfish, right. Yeah. Here is what we heard today from Monty McNair speaking with Jay Ross about whether or not the Kings roster is now more or less complete.
He addressed. Yeah, I think for the most part, we're always looking to improve the team, and if opportunities arise, we'll certainly take advantage. I do think at this point we're expecting that this is probably the core of the group that we'll go into training camp with. But yeah, potentially one or two more roster spots. I think we're going to take our time a little bit and see there. Probably be more wing forward, big. We feel pretty good at the guard spot right now. So, we'll look. This is a big part of Summer League and see what our own guys can do. We got scouts scouting the other 29 teams here. Great opportunity for a lot of these, young players who are not even on a roster potentially to showcase themselves. And, our group's been watching the G League and International. So a lot of different ways that we can go, but, we'll take our time. We'll see what we got there. And, as we head into training camp, we'll fill those last couple spots. But, I think we're happy with the group as is. Again, if something comes up, we'll certainly look at it. But I think right now this is the bulk of the group we'll have, and a couple last spots that we'll fill right before training camp.
So yeah, this is the according to Monty, this is the pretty much the core that we're going to take into training camp. Is it just a GM speak? Is he just sandbagging us a little bit, or is that the way the Kings feel? No matter what he means, a lot of Kings fans were not happy, Drapes, to hear him say that today.
Yeah, and I can understand why they would be disappointed. But, one thing we know about Monty, guys, is he's never going to tip his hand, right? He's never going to be like, oh, yeah, we're looking for a big, or, oh, yeah, we need, it's like he just doesn't do that. And, he knows he has one or two roster spots still available. He said they're going to take their time. So that leads me to believe nothing's happening within the next week or anything like that. And so I'm gonna put my faith in him, man. Here's the thing too. We know the squad is incomplete. The roster is incomplete. But we also just said that they are better today than they were last season. So even if he doesn't make a move and they're better, they can go from 46 to 49, 50 wins, top 6 in the Western Conference, which I think we would all be okay with. I don't think, when we look back at it, as long as we're not saying like we were last season, Oh man, how come Monty didn't do this at the trade deadline? Oh man, how'd we let Dallas, get this? That was all hindsight. We saw what it did for Dallas. We saw what happened with us not making the playoffs. If we make the playoffs, if we're a top 6 team, it doesn't matter if Monty adds anybody right now or not, because ultimately the goal is there. And so, it's more about the results and not the process, if you will. If this team wins 49, 50, 51 games, we'll be okay with it. If they, win 46 again and 9 to 10 seed, then we'll say Monty should have done this. So I'm going to be patient and reserve judgment on that.
All right, we have this from Represent, getting back to you, speaking about your wagers. Represent says, what about golf? I have a friend that says Drapes likes to see who is up for a friendly wager on the golf course. Is that any comment from you, Kyle Draper?
I don't mind playing for some money on the golf course. There are certain guys I just don't like to play for money on the golf course. Some guys cheat. It's just I don't know. That's not my thing. I have bet on golf before, on the golf course in my game, but just a friendly wager, nothing more. It's my game's not good enough, fellas. Like
that's
I'm tired of losing. Guys that you ever golf and a guy says, "Oh, we should play for money." If they do that, steer clear because they're hell bent on win. Like guys like me that lose all the time, I never bring up, "Hey guys, we should play for money," because I'm not trying to donate. I'm not doing that, and so I don't play for money off.
Good for you. Let's talk to Joe here on Sacktown Sports. How you doing, Joe? What's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Hey, Drapes, I'm with you. I'll put 100 on the Eagles right now. Hey, okay, and feel me out. I'm a Rams fan, so that hurts to say it. So Rams or Eagles, but coming out of the AFC, what do you think about the Colts? Most improved and possibly making a playoff run. They got your coach.
Yeah. He said the Colts. Who's your starting quarterback?
Yeah.
Is it Anthony? Is Richardson starting?
Yep, AR is going to be starting. He's going to play.
Dope. We lost Joe. Yeah. But he wants to know what you think of his Colts. Not his Colts. The Rams are.
Yeah, he's a Rams fan.
He's all over the place. Yeah. Yeah.
But the Colts has a sleeper in the AFC. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing in that division. When you look at Richardson, who may be a fine quarterback, but I don't know what he is, fellas. I don't know where does he fit in the pecking order of that division. Also, did you guys see ESPN had Jordan Love? They asked, is he a top 5 quarterback in the league? I'm like, what are we doing here, man? Like, what are we? You got good 6-7 games, and all of a sudden we're anointing people, a la Brock Purdy. It's like, let these guys have 2, 3, 4 years of sustained success.
Speaking of quarterbacks, we'll get back to the same old debate about who is he a top 10 quarterback. I know Drape's going to lean into this one when we come right back on Sacktown Sports.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them. With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise. No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures. It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6580. That's 800-583-6580.
Vegas for Summer League. It's July. That means before long, the football season will be upon us. We're zeroing in on the start of the NFL season. And with football season approaching, that means it's time to play that familiar game of Gee, is Brock Purdy a game manager? Is he? What's wrong with Brock Purdy? That's the game. What's wrong with Brock Purdy? And today we have ESPN asking execs, coaches, and scouts to name their top 10 quarterbacks. Brock Purdy's not on that list. Brock Purdy's not one of the top 10 quarterbacks. The top 10, according to this panel, you've got Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Jackson, Stafford, Herbert, Stroud, Rodgers, Goff, and Dak. And you have a lot of quotes from scouts and execs saying, yeah, he's good, but he's just more of a system quarterback. I don't know, Drapes. This is your bailiwick. I know that you love to sink your teeth into a good Brock Purdy ain't that good debate. What do you make of this list? You okay with these top 10?
And where's Purdy at? 11?
He was honorable mention. I don't think they got in much further than they listed 10, and then they gave him honorable mention status.
Yeah, I'm okay with that list, and here's why. Brock Purdy's standing on it. I think we did this exercise last season.
Yes.
Brock Purdy to me is right around 10, 11, and so can you run down the list one more time for me? Because I do it.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Certainly. Mahomes, 1, Burrow, 2, Josh Allen, 3, Lamar Jackson, 4, Stafford, 5. Then you got Herbert and you got CJ Stroud, Aaron, Goff, and Dak. That's your top 10. Honorable mention, according to this panel, Brock Purdy.
Stafford might be a little high on that list. And Aaron, we ain't seen this guy in 2 years.
Exactly.
It's like, come on. Like, this dude is just on that list because of reputation. It's like, and I've gone on record as saying I think he's done. I think he's washed. I know the Jets got some complimentary pieces around. But you could argue, guys, and I'd love to get Jay's opinion on this too.
Oh, I'm sure you'll get it.
Rodgers, has he been the most underachieving guy? Like, he's been great, 2-time MVP, but for only 1 Super Bowl, like, I can argue he's underachieved in his career.
I think we're seeing it now, but I think it's quite possible that during his time in Green Bay, he was as flawed as a leader as he appears to be now. I think maybe we just weren't as aware of it as we are now, Jay.
Yeah, I think I've said this on this show a few times. I truly believe, and it's kind of coulda, woulda, shoulda, but they snuck into to win that Super Bowls. Don't forget, fellas, they were a wild card. The Packers were to win that Super Bowl. And so, it's just one of them things where, and I believe that was the New York Giants punt to Deshaun Watson to your Philadelphia Eagles, Drapes, that allowed Green Bay to sneak into the playoffs. Like, he wouldn't even been in the playoffs if the Giants don't kick to Deshaun Jackson the punt and he runs it back.
He is a 2-time, as Drapes said, a 2-time MVP. I mean,
I get that. I understand that. But for everything that he is, he's all world everything, right? He's got the greatest mechanics. Yeah. He's got the fastest release since Dan Marino. His footwork is impeccable as Joe Montana. Like, he's got attributes of AI, but he just can't win a Super Bowl according to everybody. So I'm with you. You know who's not on that list? On here, Jalen Hurts.
I didn't either. That's funny you say that. Yeah, now that you mention it.
I'd take Jalen over a few of those guys. Yeah. Is he an honorable mention?
I don't know.
Hold on, let's look that up.
What do you mean you don't know? You didn't look that
far? On the paywall. I got what I got. There's like, I'm not gonna pay $10 or whatever it is.
You gotta expense that, man.
I worked hard to get this information. I do have this for you. Speaking of Jalen Hurts, last week we had the NFL projections from ESPN's Mike Clay, and this is mainly for fantasy, players. But he has the stats that he projects for this year. Let's see. The Eagles, he projects them with 9.6 wins, 49ers 12.4, which is kind of a blowout. Fantasy football rankings, PPR fantasy rankings, number 1 quarterback, according to Mike Clay. Jalen Hurts, number 1.
There you go.
Barkley, number 5 running back, and A.J. Brown, number 6 for wide receivers. Brock Purdy, number 11 ranking for quarterbacks. McCaffrey, number 1 for running backs. Ayuk, number 20 for wide receivers. That's according to Mike Clay. But, of course, we have been talking mainly today about the new coaches, executives, and scouts ranking top 10 quarterbacks. Brock Purdy's not on there.
And did he have Ayuk 20th? among receivers?
Yes, he did. Yes, in
Dang.
PPR. Mm-hmm.
That's tough. That's tough. That's
Mm-hmm.
as you're trying to negotiate a contract. That's tough. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, but here's the thing, fellas. He had Jalen Hurts at 1.
Yeah, this is he's not necessarily saying he's the best quarterback, but for fantasy rankings, who's going to produce the most points? PPR league points, Hurts number 1 because he runs the ball, he throws the ball, he scores a lot of touchdowns. Yeah. I mean, it's obviously wrong, Drapes. Don't get me wrong. It's obviously incorrect, but I just wanted to give you your flowers by virtue of the fact that he ranked him that high.
Do the Eagles have the best offensive roster in the league?
No, they do not.
I'm just saying, we got our CMC, Saquon CMC. Jalen Hurts a better quarterback than Brock Purdy. A.J. Brown, wide receiver. I think this year, you know what, if I'm being honest, I don't want to say it's a make or break year for Jalen Hurts, but this is a prove it year. This is, he got the big contract a couple of years ago, was in the MVP race. And then last year, his leadership was being questioned. His skills were being questioned. Now you got a new coordinator out there. You got some weapons. You got an elite running back. Like, if it goes sideways this year, they're not going to blame Saquon or AJ.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they'll blame Sirianni.
Yes.
But I think, Jalen Hurts, this is a prove-it year, man. There's no excuses this year. He has to show up.
Thank you, TR. TR in the chat says that Hurts is honorable mention. I'll take TR at his word. TR also says Caleb Williams is better than Brock Purdy. What do you think of that? Okay. Come on.
What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, TR, man. What time is it? 4:28. He's definitely partaking already. A little happy hour shot. That's cool. Everybody's better than Brock Purdy, and that's totally fine. I mean, I think if, for me, speaking as a 49er fan, put everybody in front of him. Jimmy G can be right there in front of Brock Purdy. Just go ahead and get it done. And it's amazing how this dude has played just about as good as you possibly can play for the 2 years that he's been there. Not even full 2 years, but since he's been in the league. And everybody, like, there's no one around. Well, there is some. I say no one. I'm exaggerating. But there aren't many NFL top execs, as we just heard from, that poll right there. You see a lot of analysts, a lot of reporters, who continue to say, this dude's just not that good.
It's never going to
He's
stop.
average.
Jay, when he wins 3 Super Bowls,
Yeah.
people will be saying, yeah, but of all the guys that have won 3 Super Bowls, he's not. He's nowhere
He's
near
the
that.
one, right? Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't matter. Wouldn't you say, well, it's a leading question. I would say from the 49er standpoint, are these 10 better than him? Maybe, but isn't it safe to say picking quarterbacks for the 49ers, you don't even have to name the guys. Wouldn't you rather have Purdy than probably at least 1 or 2 guys on this list?
For me, yes.
Yeah, me too.
Let's go down the list then. Start it off the top, Whitey.
Not Mahomes. We can skip that.
Right.
Next one.
Burrow, no.
No.
Allen, no.
No.
Lamar Jackson,
No.
No.
Matt Stafford.
I would say yes.
Mm-hmm.
Especially right now. Matt is about as, Matt is pushing geriatric when it comes to NFL.
Yeah, he's getting up there. He's
Justin Herbert.
AARP, baby.
Mm-hmm.
You guys think Herbert's overrated, huh?
I love him.
I like him, but he's got to show something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's funny you said make or break, because when Whitey ran that list down, he is, and I think Harbaugh's going to help him immensely. Let me put that there. I think he is one of the perfect coaches for Justin Herbert. But I'll say this, as much as Justin Herbert has shown in the NFL, and he belongs, and he's a top guy, he, athletic, he's big, he's got the good arm. He's got to win now too, though. Like, it's time for him to start winning.
Right now, I would rather have Brock Purdy. If I'm the 49ers, I'd rather have Brock Purdy than Justin Herbert. CJ Stroud, I'd take CJ Stroud.
Yeah,
You
on the
take
upside.
CJ right now?
Just because upside.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers.
I'd take Brock Purdy, honestly.
Yeah. Jared Goff.
Sounds
I'd
crazy.
take Brock Purdy over
Yeah, I'd
Jared
take
Goff.
Purdy.
And Dak, that's a toss-up. I think
Dak's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Dak's really good, but
Yeah.
I think in the 49er offense, I'd rather have Brock Purdy, but that's a close one. But there's, what do we name? 3 guys. And I think that's reasonable. Yeah.
Dak is like Trey, right? Trey looks like Dak. Dak looked like Trey.
Trey Lance?
Yeah, of course. Like, we don't know what Trey Lance is. But I think
Dak's good. Trey Lance, I don't know what he is.
Well,
Dak's
but I'm
good.
saying I think the 49ers drafted Trey Lance in kind of a mode of Dak Prescott. It's like, if you know, that's saying a lot because we haven't seen Trey Lance, but they were drafting him for something, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Dak
he's
is
really fast, and he's just more like a linebacker.
Yeah. I think Dak is better than people actually give him credit for.
I agree.
He's really good.
That's tough for me to say, too.
And you know, I understand the playoff shortcomings. What was he, second in MVP voting last year? Like, he had a hell of a season last year. I don't know what it is, but if we're talking a regular season, this guy has skills. And I believe, and Whitey, you know, I'm going to disagree with you. Throw Dak in this system with this coaching, with this personnel, with this play calling. The thing about I think the Shanahan offense, take what the defense gives you. Don't analyze. Don't try to do too much. And I feel like Dak in Dallas has sort of at times tried to do too much. You know, if he works with a guy like Shanahan who can really harness him, it'd be like, Dak, if the guy's open, hit him. Let the skill players do what they're doing. You know, sometimes Dak is going for the big play and everything, but I think from a skill standpoint, Dak's a hell of a quarterback.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I think he's great, and I think his numbers would go up in Shanahan's system.
Yeah. And let me give you one thing, because Drapes, what you're alluding to, pressure. Cowboys pressure. Like, I think if you remove the pressure from Dak and he comes over, and to the best of our knowledge, the 49ers are kind of relaxed and, you know, they laid back. You got the George Kittles and the Fred Warners, you know, until they hit the field. Then, you know, the boom box goes in the air and they start to do what they need to do. But before that, they're pretty relaxed. I think Dak would work perfect in the 49er system.
TR says Whitey is better than Brock Purdy. Compio says Whitey's good. He ain't better than Purdy. I was an outstanding Pop Warner quarterback.
Dude, you don't want to take any shots at Frank Perez? You don't want to go at Frank Perez?
No, come on. Consider the source. Frank coming after him a little bit. That's fine. Just the thing is, you're going to take a shot. I like to know what the shot is for, right? You know, it's like, well, what? Yeah, in what manner am I clueless, Frank? But I think Frank is Frank may be joining you in Vegas.
Yeah,
so
he
keep an
said
eye out
he's
for
in
him.
Vegas. He got a little $5,000 poker tournament.
Libations. See what I'm saying? You got to check people's temperature at 4:00, fellas.
Right. He says he's going to the game tonight too, so I might see him out there.
You're gonna have a whole host of listeners joining you. Right? So bottom line, Brock Purdy, Brock Purdy, and your guy probably belongs on this list too. Drapes ahead of one or two of these guys. There's no way Aaron Rodgers can be on this list. He didn't play last year.
He didn't even play last year. How old is Aaron Rodgers? 40, something like that. Like, you know, it's and like I said, the dude is he's underachieved in his career. Like he's one of the bigger disappointments. Sure, 2-time, and he'll be a Hall of Famer. I get that, but one Super Bowl. Eli Manning has more Super Bowls than Aaron Rodgers. Come on, man.
Mm-hmm. Eli's a Hall of Famer, right?
Not for me, but he's going to get in.
Yeah. He's going to get in. But yeah. Just from his post.
Let's see here. When we come back, if the Jazz wanted that much from the Dubs, what do you think they wanted from the Kings? It's next year. Also this hour, going to catch up with Colby Jones. Drapes had an exclusive interview with him. We've got that more coming up here on Sacktown Sports.
Whitey here, reminding you that not all gas grills are created equal. Bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meats with the amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill has turned me into a grilling pro with features other grills cannot match. They're built different, built better, built to last. Made with premium stainless steel that boasts quality and a lifetime warranty. I may never want to cook indoors again. Napoleon grills and accessories are now available at your nearby Amy's, Ace Hardware in Sacramento, and now El Dorado.
Quick Quack Car Wash takes the drama out of keeping your car clean.
Let's wash the car. Don't spray the hose inside the car.
Our convenient wash packages make it easy to get your car soaked, scrubbed, and on your way. Protect your car from sun, rain, and pollen with a ceramic duct wash, and get our in-wash light show and an unbeatable clean.
Oh, the kids filled the gas tank with water.
Of course they did. Quick Quack Car Wash. Come in today and get 25% off any wash.
Ooh, ma.
What was that?
That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business calm at ooma.com/radio.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Open Championship celebrates its 152nd anniversary this month at Royal Troon in Scotland. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. The game's top players assemble for a chance at the coveted Claret Jug. The Open Championship is about tradition, excellence, and class. And you'll find similar qualities at Naturewood Home Furnishings as they assemble the finest furniture and brand choices for your selection. When you visit Naturewood, you'll be amazed at the gallery of superior furniture available for your lifestyle, for your decor, for your home. This weekend during Naturewood's bedroom sale, you're sure to find the perfect piece you've been searching for. Naturewood is proud to bring you Open Championship updates on this station and proud to offer you the finest furnishings available. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the Waterbury.
Kings Talk, and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Someone's coming after us, Jay, for what we said about Brock Purdy, but this person needs help, and I'm gonna help you. From the 530, Brick Birdie, the poster child for game manager, is more of a threat than Stafford. You're trolling listeners. We were saying we think he's a better fit for the 49ers. But let me just back up here. Brick Birdie doesn't make any sense. I know you're trying to make fun of Brock Purdy. Calling him Brick Birdie makes no sense. How about, I don't know, Brock Nerdy? You could call him that, right? Then you got some. I'm not calling him that, but I'm just trying to help you because Brick Birdie. You know what I mean, Drapes? That doesn't. You're not saying anything. It's senseless.
Yeah, that's a basketball.
Yes,
skit, right?
Thank you.
Yeah. If he was a basketball player, okay. I can see it. No, you're right, man. Brick Birdie. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
So if you want to go with Brock Nerdy, you can have that. Go ahead. You're welcome to it.
Yeah.
Speaking of the NFL, when the season starts, this is going to be so awesome when the season starts because on the 5th of September, that'll be that Thursday night opener, Baltimore, Kansas City. Then, Drace, we got your team playing in Brazil, so that's actually for us a Friday game. So Thursday, Baltimore, Kansas City. Friday, the Eagles in Green Bay. Then you got Saturday, no NFL. And then that Sunday, you got the first Sunday of the year. And then Monday, the 9th, you got the Jets and 49ers. So those first 5 days of the season, we got a game Thursday, Friday, bunch of games Sunday, and then Monday Night Football with the 49ers. That's going to be a great way to start.
You're ready, huh? You're ready.
Yeah.
The question is, fellas, what channels or apps and where are we going to be able to find all of this?
Yeah. I don't think all that has started yet. It won't be.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying.
Did I tell you
go to Amazon?
my,
Yeah.
Did I tell you about my Peacock situation?
Oh, what is it?
So I've had Peacock since the beginning.
Yeah.
I've been paying for it. Rolled into my Xfinity bill. Had no idea. All that time.
Mm-hmm.
WWE Money in the Bank in Toronto last week.
Yeah.
My daughter wanted to watch it. I'm like, all right, let me see. I go to the Xfinity store. Like, Mr. Draper, actually, show me my bill. You do have Peacock.
No.
I'm telling you, I got too many subscriptions, man. It's killing me. I had Peacock that whole time. You know?
That's unfortunate. Yeah. Did you buy it again? Did they try to sell it to you again?
I know, right? I might even have 2 accounts or something like that. Like when I worked at NBC Boston, Sports Boston, they gave us a free Peacock account.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
But I think it was like one of those trial things, you know what I mean? Last a year or something. But I have Peacock now, so all is right.
You're in now.
Yeah. Jay is not happy about the new NBA package and trying to keep track of whether games on Disney Plus or at Prime, or he's already having a hard time. He's working himself up into a frenzy, and it's going to be okay. Once we get used to the schedule, it'll be okay on this night, the game's on this channel. I think we're going to be able to manage it, Drapes.
It's too much, man. You know, Barkley was railing against this last week.
Yeah.
You know, in Tahoe, like everybody can't afford all these subscriptions. You know, I got everything: Netflix, Hulu, you know, Peacock. I got it all. Disney. It's just it's too much, man. And you know, we shouldn't. What happened to old 3, 6, and 10? That's what it was back in Philly. 3, 6, and 10. And then when Fox started, it was like
a little PBS.
That's right. Yeah. By the way, 530, the one that called him Brick Birdie, said that was an autocorrect typo. So they're claiming they didn't.
They bailing out. They bailing out.
Brick Birdie. Never called him that.
Pedaling like Dion out there. Come on.
We found out what the Utah Jazz, who the Kings play tonight, what they were asking for from the Warriors for Lauri Markkanen. So you just from this try to figure out what they wanted from the Kings. This is what, and I guess they're still talking technically, right? The Warriors and the Jazz. According to Evan Sittery, the Jazz are asking for Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, Brandon Podziemski, plus multiple picks for Lauri Markkanen. So if that's what they're talking about, what do you think they wanted from the Kings, Drapes?
It starts with Keegan Murray, right?
Yeah.
Like if you want Kuminga, Moody, and Podziemski, our package probably that they want would be Keegan, Devin Carter, and Keon Ellis. And 3 first rounders?
Yes. Yeah, at least 3 first rounders.
Danny is off his rocker. Like he's basically trying to gut the Golden State Warriors. Like all they'd have is Markkanen, Draymond, and Steph. I mean, that package is way too much. And I like Markkanen, but there's no way I'm giving up Podziemski, Moody, and Kuminga and multiple picks. It just you can't do that.
I don't think he's off his rocker. I think he knows he's probably not going to get it. But again, I think he doesn't want to trade Lauri Markkanen. But if teams are asking, he's like, that's what you have to give me. And maybe he'll get, it's like, well, I'm fine if I don't trade him. But if these teams are stupid enough to keep asking me about it, I'm going to ask for more than they should probably give me. And what's the worst that could happen? They'll end up doing something stupid. I think it's a shrewd play. It's just not going to go anywhere, and it's a waste of time for the teams that have been talking to him like the Kings, and I give them credit for pivoting off of that.
Yeah, and I wonder what the vibe is in Utah. Are fans there saying, we don't want you to trade Lauri, or are they saying, get as much as you can for him? I don't know. But from a best, I feel like no matter what, this is a win-win for Danny Ainge. If you're not going to give me the Godfather offer, with that, I don't need to trade him. I don't need to make a move. And so, no, you're right, man. If somebody's going to give you everything, take it. If not, okay, I'm good.
Derek Too Shifty has a good question on the chat. Drapes watching Love Island on Peacock?
What about Fred's tweeted out about Love Island and said it's actually a great show. Says they're hooked. I don't need to watch Love Island though. I'm good, man.
I don't. So that's a no. Yeah.
That's
yeah. Okay. Yeah. And Matthew Henson just says that is an insane haul to ask for. Yeah. Danny Ainge is the guy who established that the price for an NBA star, for a superstar level player, is 4 number ones. He's the one that established that. So on some level, you got to give him credit. But the thing with Danny Ainge is, at what point is he going to commit to actually making that team better? And maybe one more year, maybe he's going to be flopping for flag this year.
I was about to say, now's not the time to, start trying for the playoffs or anything like that. I wonder too, does Danny think if you get a Cooper Flag or somebody like that, you can pair him with marketing too as a nice 1-2 combination. I think also when you look at it, Danny might think with this contract extension about to come, the offers will be better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're Golden State and you know you're going to get marketing for, the rest of this season and 4 more years, are you more enticed to do that deal? Like with Kuminga and Moody, Podziemski, and Picks? Maybe you are. I think the Warriors are a fascinating team, fellas, in that you want to maximize Steph's remaining years, but you also want to build for the future, right? You don't want to leave the cupboards bare. It's sort of like the Lakers did when they got Anthony Davis. They went all in on that team, got rid of Ingram, got rid of Kuzma, got rid of Lonzo Ball, all these young players that could have helped them in the future, and they broke it down to the studs with just, LeBron and AD, and they've still been searching on how to surround those guys.
Yeah. Drive guys with you. Drapes in Vegas here as we're going over what it was that the Warriors and the Jazz were talking about for Larry Markin and Danny Ainge asking for a haul. What do you think he contributed, Danny Ainge, that is, Drapes? You were in Boston. What were his contributions to what eventually became a championship for the Celtics? How much did Danny Ainge actually contribute to that?
If I was to break it up into, let's say, like a credit pie, or, I'm going to give him 75%.
Wow.
And here's why. Because people aren't thinking about this, Whitey. We know about the move to get Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. Those are your 2 bookends. Those are your 2 pillars, if you will. But who did Danny Ainge hire as coach? Brad Stevens.
Brad Stevens, yeah.
Exactly. Without Brad Stevens, this all doesn't get done. And so, give Brad a lot of credit for moving into the front office role and getting, but without the foresight to bring in a Brad Stevens, a college coach at Butler who had some great success, back-to-back championship games. But, it was a little bit of risk, kind of risky. I don't think Brad Stevens was hot, around league circles to come to the NBA. So for Danny to have that foresight, and then also, he got Marcus Smart, and they used Marcus Smart to eventually get Kristaps Porzingis. And so I give Danny a huge, huge ton of credit. I mean, you got 2 pillars, 2 superstars, 2 top 10 players, and you were still competing. It wasn't like you bottomed out or anything like that. So I give Danny a huge amount of credit for it.
That's just why I keep waiting for him to do something and make his move in Utah. And he had the wherewithal to bring in Larry Markin, and that was a great trade, all things considered, and all the draft picks. But okay, when is he going to push his chips in and make a move? Doesn't look like it's going to be this year, but Danny Ainge has got something in mind. So yeah, maybe it'll be next year. When we come back, Drapes, understand you caught up with one of the young Kings, huh?
Yeah, caught up with our guy Colby Jones, who had a rough outing at Summer League on Friday, but he's looking forward to year 2. We touched about his role with the team, what happened last year, things he needs to improve on, and sat down exclusive one-on-one with him coming up in a bit.
Yeah, that's next year on Sacktown Sports.
If you're looking for a new couch, you could cut down on expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive. Because you've had this couch for too long. Sure, you've had good times together, but a ripped-up cushion is not a fond memory. It's a sign. Notice how other people have couches with 2 armrests? Now that's living, right? No, it's just normal. So bundle your renters and car insurance with Progressive and put the savings toward a new couch. Please, it's time. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states.
The best things in life, they come in 2s. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in 2s. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by July 31st, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Hey, everybody, it's your boy Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. I can't tell you how much I love my new SUV. It is truly amazing, and I got special news just for you. Right now at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, you can receive your first month's payment up to $1,500 on them on select new 2024 GLE vehicles. Or how about the all-new E-Class right now at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton? They have over 80 pre-owned vehicles in stock, including off-brand trucks, SUVs, and sedans. And they have rates starting at 1.99% APR on select certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz. And Mercedes-Benz of Stockton has a Vans Fleet Center with rates starting at 4.9% APR plus customer bonus cash incentives on approved credit. Head on over to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, just off I-5, or online at mbfstockton.com.
I would end the day with sore feet, sore legs. The drugstore inserts that I was purchasing were really not very useful at all. I walked into the Good Feet store and the guy kind of grinned at me and said, I hear that a lot. I was living with chronic pain before going to the Good Feet store. Now I don't really have that problem. I'm able to do the things that I expect to be able to do, even at my advanced age. I feel pretty good about what's going on.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Imagine the most beautiful panoramic setting. Endless waves crashing on a beach, kids playing in the park. Now, right smack in the middle of your perfect picture, imagine just one piece of litter. It doesn't fit, does it? And it simply doesn't belong anywhere. Certainly not in California. Not even one piece. Good news? If we work together, we will change it all. Clean California. Zero litter is the goal. CleanCA.com.
Every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
Am I the only one that can't always read my own writing? That's got to happen to other people. So, Drive Guys here. Drapes is in Vegas. See, the thing is, Drapes, we're going to play your exclusive with Colby Jones, right? And a couple segments ago, Jay was telling me this is how we're going to set it up. It's like, okay. So I wrote it down, and then I know we have it coming up. So I was looking at what I wrote. It's like, yeah, what was that again, Jay? And I have no idea what I wrote. Did you ever do it?
You should see it, Drapes.
Dude, yeah. He's multitasking, though. I'm gonna give him.
Very true. But even, but the writing doesn't even look like writing.
No, I can't. It's like caught up his 70 balls. So, and I was like, yeah, and I don't know what it is. So I was like, Jay, hey Jay, what was that again? What was that again? So we do have that coming up here. But why don't you set it up for us, Drapes? Because you're the one that talked with Colby. So tell us about this chat you guys had.
Yeah, I had a chance to, after practice yesterday, to sit down with our guy, Colby Jones. And, I think when you look at Colby, he was the darling last year. Everybody's like, oh, this guy has to get minutes. This guy has to get minutes. Now it feels like he's the forgotten man. We got DeMar DeRozan, re-signed Malik, drafted Devin Carter. Nobody's really talking about Colby. But I had a chance to sit down with him, talking about the adjustment from year one to year two. Also, his second summer league. How does he feel as one of the OG vets? Here's that one-on-one conversation right here with Colby Jones.
It's good because I feel like the whole basketball community, NBA as a whole, is out here, seems like, in Vegas. So just going around, walking around the hotels, bumping into people you haven't seen since last year. It's been a minute. So it's been good.
What's your mindset coming in? Do you feel more comfortable here? Last year, you're kind of fresh, new to it, and you know what to expect here now.
Yeah, definitely. As far as like scheduling games and all that, you kind of know what to expect. So there's that comfortability there for sure.
What kind of things did you want to work on this offseason?
Definitely my three-point shooting, ball handling, defense. Those three, I feel like those have been the big main three for me.
What kind of things did you do to work on those? Did you take like 500 threes a day? What kind of things are you doing out there?
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably say more than 500 threes, just between working out and then coming back to the gym later at night. Yeah, I would just say a ton of reps. Since the season ended, we took a couple weeks off, and then I was right back in the gym working. So, yeah.
What did you learn from your rookie season, that adjustment to the NBA, would you say?
I would just say stay ready at all times. I feel like last year I didn't really know what to expect as far as like being thrown in the rotation, and then when you get thrown in the rotation, you don't really know when. So I feel like that's been the biggest thing I took away from my rookie year.
When you look at that season last year, obviously the team didn't achieve what it wanted to. What about the hunger this year? How do you feel going into this season, your second season, the drive and the hunger for this team?
Yeah, I know me personally on a personal level, definitely wanted to make the playoffs, and I wasn't even playing. So I know Fox, Malik, especially Malik, guys that were hurt, they have a chip on their shoulder, I know for sure. So definitely want to get back in the playoff race this year, be where we should be, where we know we should be. And then you had DeMar, so we have another piece like that coming in. So I feel like everyone's really working towards a goal this year.
How much of Colby Jones and his game did we get to see last year? And are there some things that, you know what, I could do even better? I could show more with more opportunity.
I feel like everyone didn't really get my full glimpse of me. I feel like just my on-ball skills, I really weren't able to show those as much. I feel like beginning of the year, a little bit when Fox was out, I was able to play point a little bit more. But yeah,
you're more of an on-ball guy.
No, I just have that ability. I normally play off the ball, but Kings wanted to try to play me on ball more, just as at the position. So I just want to be able to show that for sure.
Who do you work out with the most during the off season with coaches, players? Have you spent some time with so far this off season?
It was kind of tricky because I was working with Dutch before he took the Brooklyn job. And then I was working with Will, one of our assistants. And then I worked out with DC a good amount. And then when Fox was in town, Fox and Trey were in town, I would work out with them. We'd play ones. So yeah, it's been good. Everyone that's been in SAC have been working out. Like JaVale's came in, I worked out with him a couple times. So just trying to work out. So you staying
local? You staying in SAC also?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about that decision.
I just really want to just keep getting better. I feel like working out in the Kings facility, working out with the Kings coaching staff, they're how they want me to progress. I feel like that's the best way to do it is working out with them. So I trust their development, and I just want to keep working.
All right, my guy. Good luck on the second season, man.
My guy, appreciate you. Yes, sir.
That was Colby Jones with our own Kyle Draper exclusive interview in Las Vegas. One of the things that jumps out to me, Drapes, and I'm not saying this anything, but just can't help but notice it. He talked about JaVale, Malik, Trey, but every time he mentioned De'Aaron, it was Fox. So he's calling everybody else by the first name. He's like, Fox. So I don't know if that's out of respect or what, but what was your biggest takeaway from that little conversation you had?
A couple of things, Whitey. Obviously, I love the fact that he's sticking around. He's working out every day in SAC. He's with the team. He's with the organization. But I don't know, and you guys tell me, it seemed like he didn't understand his role last year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it seemed like, he talked about staying ready. That's one thing. But he envisioned himself more of an off-ball guy. They wanted him to run more probably point. And so I feel like he was in sort of a transition period. You play your whole career one way, and now they ask you to do something different. And so I feel like, he only played 30 games, didn't get much of a shot, in terms of extended minutes. And so at this point, I don't know who Colby Jones is, fellas. I'm keeping it real with you. Is he a point guard? Is he a two guard? What's his strengths? He didn't get much opportunity last year. We see the 3-point numbers, he only shot close to 10%, but didn't take many of them. I think, as I watch tonight's game, he's the guy I'm most looking forward to seeing. He's the guy, second year here at the Summer League. He needs to be a veteran guy out there. I know we got Keon, Mason Jones, but I need to see more from Colby because remember, he was one of our surprises last year. He was one of the guys that we said, this guy has to find a way on the court. He has to get playing time. Now I feel like he's in sort of a transition phase right now.
Mm-hmm. I remember talking to G-Man before a game mid-season or so about Colby Jones, and Gary Gerald was saying, every time he's on the floor, he seems like he has a presence about him, like he has a sense. He's kind of a maturity about him you don't normally see from rookies, especially ones that don't get to play that much. But to your point, Drapes, and I don't know how much they wanted him to play on the ball, but that to me is the most difficult adjustment for a basketball player. You know, you see it sometimes in college, they do it with guys, and it can be done there. But when a guy at the NBA level is being asked to, hey, you got to learn to play point or play more point than you're used to, it's a really, really difficult thing I've noticed for players to do at the highest level because there's so much to learn and it's so complicated and the defense is so much better.
Yeah, and you know how it is. Point guards aren't, they're the quarterback of the offense.
Right.
It's not just like we've seen in football great quarterbacks who have strong arms, but it's the other things. Same thing in with a point guard in the NBA. It's not just about passing the ball. It's about reading defenses, managing egos on the offensive end too. That was one of the great things that Rajon Rondo was able to do is manage all those egos while with Boston. And now you're asking Colby Jones to be the floor general, if you will. And so I feel for the kid, man, because, when he's out on the floor, he makes things happen, but I don't know what his natural position is now. Is he a two guard? Can he shoot well enough to be a two? Is he a point? Like, who is Colby Jones? And so that's the one guy I'm looking for the most today. Like, I would love to see him, have a big game. Like, I was watching Friday's game. They had Mason Jones run a point a lot. I didn't think Mason Jones was necessarily a point guard. He can be a point guard. And so I want to see, where does Colby fit in? Is he the two guard? Can he knock down the three-pointer? I think that's massive for him today. Like, this is a huge offseason for him.
My sense of Colby Jones is that ideally he's going to end up being a guy that can do a lot of different things for you, who may never end up being a star or, starter even. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. But ideally, I see him as a guy who does a lot of different things very well for you. Devin Carter's kind of like that too, although he projects to be better, obviously, as a 10th pick rather than a second-round pick. But do you see it that way? Am I right? Is that kind of the way Colby Jones projects as a guy that's a jack-of-all-trades type guy coming off the bench?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, a jack-of-all-trades, He's not going to go out there and get you 30. He's not going to go out there and shoot, 47% from three on the season, but he's going to play good, solid defense. He's going to take care of the ball. He's going to knock down open shots. He's not going to try and, take over a game or get out of pocket or anything like that. He's just going to be solid, And I'm trying to think of, when I look at a guy like, let's say, Slow-Mo now with the Golden State Warriors. Slow-Mo doesn't do anything great. Like, yeah, he can pass the ball, but he does everything good. You know what I mean? He won't hurt you out on the floor. And I think that's how Colby Jones, his career is probably going to be.
By the way, you asked Colby about, playing Summer League a second year. Did you see that Johnny Davis is he was like a first-round pick for Washington, right? He's back in Summer League for the third year.
I saw that. I was like, this guy's still here? Like, I hadn't heard the name in a couple of years, And I was like, oh, yeah, I remember him. Yeah, there's a lot of guys who, I think like Kevin Knox is playing Summer League.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like guys that have been around and, still trying to find their place.
Yeah. And Johnny Davis was the guy in the Taco Bell commercial, remember? He got drafted.
Coming out of college, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I do remember that. Yeah. It's crazy, man.
Saw Romeo Langford too.
Is he out here?
Yeah, he's in the Summer League. Yep.
No way.
I saw him on a roster somewhere.
You know what his claim to fame is, right?
Being drafted by the Boston Celtics, but no. Indiana, what?
He was the key player the Celtics gave up in that Derek White trade. Think about that. Now you talk about a fleecing. You think it's a hijacking, to get Derek White for Romeo Langford?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I think he was involved in two fleecings then, because if I'm not mistaken, he was the guy they took with the pick they got for swapping with Philly. So they get Tatum and they gave Philly the first pick, and they got a pick swap plus they got another pick. They took Tatum who they wanted all along, and I think Romeo Langford was the guy they ended up picking with that extra pick.
And Romeo is he's balling with Philadelphia, so he's back with Drapes' hometown 76ers.
All right, I might have to see him, holler at him. I need to check the schedule.
Yeah. When we come back, what Domas loves about the deal for DeRozan, we'll get back to the phones as well. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. It's a Monday with the Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
The wild-eyed Southern boys are back. 38 special. Rock it into the night. Friday, July 19th at 7:30 at the venue at Thunder Valley. With Lou Graham, the original voice of Foreigner. Tickets on sale now. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss 38 Special Live.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. KHTKAM Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento. Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
Sacktown Sports.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Hey, here you go. Enjoy that summertime shine for 25% off at Quick Quack Car Wash. Now through July 31st, you can get 25% off any single car wash at Quick Quack during their summertime savings event. Unlike summer, this offer is only good for a limited time. So here's your keyword, bubbles. Bubbles. You want to text that to 916-339-1140 to enter to win a 30-day Quick Quack membership. That's Bubbles, BUBBLES, to 916-339-1140 to enter to win a 30-day Quick Quack membership. Terms and conditions apply. For more information, visit sacktownsports.com. Thanks for listening and good luck. We've got Kyle Draper in Vegas getting ready for the Kings and the Jazz tonight. Drapes, it sounds like you may be just besieged by 1140 listeners making their way to the arena tonight, or the pavilion.
Yeah, we need to take over, man. You know, we got our boy Frank Perez coming out here, Ramsey coming out here. Our boy Jay will be here tomorrow, man. I'll tell you what, there are a lot of Kings fans that I've seen out here, man. We're taking over. And you got the Lakers, Celtics going on at the same time. Can you guys hear that noise in the background?
I hear lots of laughing.
You know who that is? Friend of show. Tony Jones.
Really?
Holding court talking about his basketball game over there. You also got Amin El Hassan over there. I had to tell him to quiet down, man. These guys.
Uh-huh. We're having a good time. That's for sure.
You know what? For the YouTube, I'm going to hop up and let them know that, you know, your boy is here working. I'm grinding. And I'm going to be like, quiet it down.
Yeah.
Hold on for a sec. Hold on here. Hey.
Uh-oh.
Hey.
Tussle.
I'm
It's a
broadcasting
tussle.
live, fellas. This ain't the club. You know what I mean? This ain't the park.
See my dimples?
Look at you out here, man. I'm broadcasting live. They're like, Drapes, who's is that? I'm like, that's loud up Tony Jones over there. I was going to say loud. You did.
Don't even play with me.
You know who I talked to yesterday?
All the hell.
You know who I talked to yesterday? Avery Bradley. I said, dog, when you going to send us Lowry Marketing?
And he said, never.
Never. Right? Exactly. So, all right, fellas. Yeah. These guys are loud over here. Sorry about that.
You got to apologize. The ambiance of Summer League, baby.
Yeah. Everybody just hanging out.
Yeah.
Out.
There were some people in there with their headset. Looked like they were really working, though. Few people in the back there.
Nah, man, ain't nobody doing
They
work
pump
there.
faking White. You don't believe that.
No, come on now. Ain't nobody working at Summer League.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot.
You just put in a half of a, basically, it's one of those 400, 500 word paragraph. I mean, articles, and you just get it in. Real
Just
quick.
let AI write it.
Absolutely.
And then
Plug
just
and
fill
play,
in the
baby.
Numbers and everything. Come on, man. We ain't working out here.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. It's time to check it with TC on this Monday. TC, what's up?
Hey, what's up with my bros? Listen, Whitey, Drake, Jay, I got to make it quick. I'm inside the grocery store, but I want to jump on.
What you got,
doing
TC?
some shopping for the family.
Go get it.
Yeah, hey, Drake, I got to do it, man. Jay, I got to do it. You know me, Whitey. Hey, but listen, let's keep it simple. Y'all check it, y'all. I'm not getting, hey, what am I missing, guys, when I'm not, that was the move. DeRozan. I'm not saying you guys, right? But I'm talking about as far as the fan base or what is everybody looking for? That was our move. Like, in my opinion, I don't care about adding another big name. I'm adding about catching pieces. I told her that the other day, but we're not going to get another big name unless Kuzma falls in our lap. At this point, I'm cool on Lowry and I'm cool on the boy Brandon. We already got DeRozan, bro. Do we really want to have all that cap money capped up with them? And first of all, when I start thinking about marketing, right, I said, man, this dude can never play a whole season. He's just like Ingram. Dude always playing 50 games. Do we really want to trade all that, right? Let Danny Ainge fleece us for this guy who really wants to enter free agency because he felt like he lost something. So do we really want to take that gamble on this guy for 50 games and then have to offer him a max? Like $200 million. Do we really want to do that, Kings fans? I'm asking y'all. Please answer that truthfully. I'm not asking about fandom. I'm asking, ask yourself that truthfully. Do we really want to pay that dude all that money, bro? That's all I got.
All right. Just imagine you're at wherever he's shopping there, where the Rayleigh's, wherever, and people going, hey, that's TC. He's doing his thing right now in the produce aisle.
In the produce Hey, you never know where TC going to be, man.
Right. How about his question?
That was the move. Yeah. What do you think? Is that it? Is that the move? You know what I mean? Like, that's the move, yes. But we're not talking big names either.
Right. That's it. We're not talking about another big move. We're talking about a move to kind of fortify your front court. Yeah. And maybe there are a lot of fans that are saying, oh, they need another big move. I think me and Drapes, I don't mean to speak for Drapes and Jay, I think we're saying you could stand a little fortification in the front court. Maybe not, you don't need a big name, but it would help to do another something. Maybe not now, don't have to do it right now, but you definitely want to look at that front court.
Yeah, you got to do something. And, I just got word Mike Brown will meet with the media on Wednesday, fellas. So, right after the game on Wednesday, which is a 12:30 game, but I'll have my trusty recorder, and that'll be one of the things, we ask him, what's your thought on the roster? Do you feel like, you guys have enough to, compete for a championship right now? And so looking forward to that. But I mean, it's clear as day, and TC's our guy. We respect him, his basketball knowledge, but we're not talking about, fireworks, but, sometimes you need to add something on the peripheral, if you will, along the edges. And so that's all we're looking for right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, how about rumors of that exclusive Kyle Draper, Mike Brown interview? I mean, are those rumors true? Are we gonna get anything like that potentially in the next couple of days?
I might try and get him off to the side right now.
That's your guy, right? He's your guy.
That is my guy. I just got the text from King's PR. Mike said he'd prefer to do a quick media scrum. So he'd prefer to do the quick media scrum. So Wednesday afternoon, but you know me.
Right.
I'll ask the first 6 or 7 questions and we can run it, run it whole, big fella. Run the first 6, 7 questions so it can look like an exclusive, if you will.
Drapes, to what extent is it true that a lot of business gets done during Summer League? That everybody's there, so there are a lot of trades being discussed, and actual business is getting done. How true is that?
I think it is true. I think these guys are hanging out a lot. They're talking a lot. And I think what you see happen here is something that gets brought up. And then once everybody goes back, then you do the follow-up call. Remember we were talking about that? And then, things change from there, and so it's like a networking thing, man. I was at a little spot yesterday or 2 days ago, and our boy Luke Walton was there. JB Bickerstaff was there as well. And you see so many guys just interacting, whether it's coaches, front office types, and, they have their conversations. And like I said, somebody will mention, one player or one name or whatever, and then they follow up with it, once things settle down.
What do you think of this, Drapes, from Johnny Ponderosa? Kings need to either sign 3 of these 7 free agents, Metu or Baji or Okeke or JT Thor or Cousins or McGee or Hassan Whiteside. What do you think, Drapes?
He said either sign 3 of these.
Yeah, Metu, Baji, Okeke, JT Thor, Cousins, McGee, or Hassan Whiteside. And I know he's serious about it because he hit us up in the chat and also in the text line with the same thing. So he demands an answer.
None of that moves the needle for me, Whitey. I think Okeke just re-upped with Orlando. I think.
I think you and I are both Chimezie Metu guys, though, aren't we?
We are. I just don't know if Chimezie fits in if he's not getting playing time. Would he be happy just riding the pine? I like Chimezie as a player. I think he provides some upside. But would he be happy with the DNP CDs? I don't know. I don't know about that. But from a player, a fit standpoint, no. Metu had some good moments, man. He had some great moments in Sacramento. And so I wouldn't be opposed as long as he was cool with, some nights we might not turn to you.
But I think we're on the right track there. Those names don't do much for me, but I agree. Positionally, you need some size. Yeah.
Where is Hassan Whiteside? Anybody know?
I don't know. That's a good question. We'll have to find out for you.
Yeah, I gotta look that up. I have no idea. Like, where's he playing at right now?
I remember the first time I saw him play when he was a rookie with the Kings, and it was in the preseason, and it seemed like he literally tried to block every shot. And I don't mean every shot at the rim. I mean every shot that went up, every shot the other team went up. He was trying to block it no matter where he was. It really stood out. But he obviously carved out quite a nice little career for himself.
No, he did. He got paid too. Remember, he, I think it was after Chris Bosh went down with the blood clots, and LeBron had left. Like, they had all this money, and he got like $100 million deal. He got paid. This one site says he announced his retirement. Reportedly, this was back in February. This was a report, so I don't know if it's true, but
last time he was here, he hardly played. I don't know why we want him now.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Let's talk to Rich here on Sacktown Sports, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Rich, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great, guys. You got me on so quick, I can hardly, think straight.
Well, pressure's on. Shot clock winding down.
No, I appreciate that. First and foremost, I want to ask Drapes, because I'm flying out to Philly on Thursday morning for the first time ever. I've never been there, right? Meeting my wife there on our way back from Spain from a trip with my granddaughter. And I want to know, Drapes, where the best place is to find a good Philly sandwich and perhaps your favorite restaurant there for dining.
Ooh, you put me on the spot. Where you staying at? You staying downtown?
Yeah, we're staying at the Wyndham Hotel.
Okay, I know where you stay.
I just plan it. My wife plans all this stuff. I just show up. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Since you're there, since you're at the Wyndham in that location, I don't want to have you venture out. Some of the things you got to see is South Street, of course. I would say Jim's Steaks on South, but it's kind of a touristy place. You know what I mean? But, it's still good steak. You got Ish Kabibbles right across the street from Jim's Steaks. That's a great spot. In terms of in terms of restaurants, I don't know, man. I'm usually a chain guy, and I haven't been downtown Philly in so long, man. So, that's tough for me, You got all the chain restaurants. You know, I'm a big Chinese food, and Chinatown is right a stone's throw from where you're at. They got a ton of great restaurants.
There you go,
right
Rich. Yeah.
Okay, one last thing. Drapes, I feel your pain about this Peacock thing and Hulu, and all that stuff. Hell, I'm 69 years old, man. This is confusing. Why can't we keep it simple, for Pete's sake, huh?
I'm with you, man. And the problem is, like, it's hard to find where all these games are. So you got to go on the internet to find out. All right, it's just, and then by that time, you'd have missed the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes of it. It's ridiculous.
Channel guide. Hello. You can
Channel guide.
list where all these things are. You can actually look it up.
Have these things on apps.
It's
They ain't
not
on
a
no channel.
secret. They actually list it.
I know you're not as old as us, but come on, be easy on us, okay?
All right. Thank you, Rich. My advice to Rich would be meet your wife in Pittsburgh, right? Don't feel really?
What?
That's what.
Nah. You are good.
I'm kidding.
Greatest city in the country. Come on, man.
I'm kidding. Yeah. When we come back, tell you why tonight's game is a big one for Keon, my guy Alice, and as promised, why Domas is so excited about DeMar DeRozan. It's coming right up on Sacktown Sports.
The light is fading, your hands are sore, and the last tool has been put away. Now's the time to feel the satisfaction that comes with a job well done. But when you get your tools from Harbor Freight, something about the job feels a little different. Your wallet. Because we believe that everyone deserves hardworking tools at hardworking prices. And that's what we have here. So, whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Granger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgranger.com or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
The Open Championship celebrates its 152nd anniversary this month at Royal Troon in Scotland. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. The game's top players assemble for a chance at the coveted Claret Jug. The Open Championship is about tradition, excellence, and class. And you'll find similar qualities at Naturewood Home Furnishings as they assemble the finest furniture and brand choices for your selection. When you visit Naturewood, you'll be amazed at the gallery of superior furniture available for your lifestyle, for your decor, for your home. This weekend during Naturewood's bedroom sale, you're sure to find the perfect piece you've been searching for. Naturewood is proud to bring you Open Championship updates on this station and proud to offer you the finest furnishings available. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the Waterman.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Team USA was victorious today over Australia, but it was a closer game than it should have been. USA was heavily favored. They end up winning 98-92, and Australia had cut that lead down to 98-92 final. Australia cut that lead down to 4 a couple times late, but USA with the win. Steph didn't play well. Joel Embiid didn't play well, but Anthony Davis played well. And that's, if there's a story around Team USA right now, that's it, is who should be starting at center, Joel Embiid or Anthony Davis. Here's Kyle Draper with more. What do you got?
So I think Anthony Davis is better suited for international competition than Joel Embiid. So I would start Anthony Davis. But I don't think it's a set starting lineup. Like when they play Jokic in Serbia on Wednesday, Anthony Davis gets abused by Nikola Jokic. And so I would start Joel Embiid on him. Mm-hmm. Then Jokic going to have to play Embiid on the other end. But I think it's matchup based. You know, if you got a big man that's, rangy, can shoot, can move a little bit, I don't mind Anthony Davis. And the thing about Anthony Davis, man, nobody's talking about it. We should talk more about. him in international play, you see his defensive prowess on full display. He's not necessarily the greatest on-ball one-on-one, but his help defense is elite. His shot blocking is elite. His rebounding is elite. I mean, he's a game changer. So going forward, depending on the matchup, Anthony Davis should be the starter.
Anthony Edwards also played well, continues to shine in international play. But if you're looking for concerns, Drapes, did you see the number on how many points in the paint Australia scored?
No, I didn't see that.
Do you want to take a guess? I'll just tell you it was a concern. How many points you think you want to guess that Australia scored on the U.S. in the paint today?
50.
68. Now, keep in mind, that would be a big deal in an NBA game. NBA, they play 48 minutes. This was just a 40-minute game, and Australia scored 68 points in the paint.
How does that happen? I didn't watch the game enough to figure it out. Is our on-ball defense just that bad? Guys,
a lot of offensive boards. Steve Kerr said we gave up a ton of points at the basket, back cuts, offensive boards. So the game shifted. It's a good lesson for us. Better to learn that lesson now than later. But, yeah, they were getting manhandled inside by the Aussies.
Yeah.
Giddey with a triple-double a near triple-double.
He's terrible.
Who, Giddey?
Josh Giddey. 17, 8, and 7.
Could have had him, Whitey, but you were against it. Could have had him.
Is that why they didn't get him? Because I was against it?
Yep. I'm blaming you, but nah, man. But wasn't Team USA up by 20? Like, weren't they in control? What happened late in this game? I totally missed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just know that the Australians went on a run there, and you're right. It looked like the game was out of hand, but Australia got within 5 points with 5 minutes left, twice cut it to 4 points in the final minute. So maybe it's that old, taking the foot off the gas a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. Team USA will be fine. I'm looking forward to this matchup Wednesday against Jokic. I mean, you talked about arguably the best player in the league. Serbia has some talent as well, and USA hasn't clicked yet. They've had injuries. No Kevin Durant, the Kawhi situation. Did Derek White play today? Was he on the roster?
I know he's there. He showed up. I don't know if he played, but he's there. Yeah.
Okay.
And 20 points for Jock Landale leading the Aussies today. Most of them on baskets in the painted area. But Team USA 2-0.
Why do you think some guys look so great in international competition but can't be good in the league? Like, they're okay. Like Jock Landale, all of a sudden out there looking like Olajuwon out there today. Like, why is it when certain guys, I think of like Ricky Rubio or Rudy Fernandez or, some of these guys, in international ball, all of a sudden they turn into, Michael Jordan, but in the NBA, they're just average.
I think it's Ricky Rubio is a good example. I could be wrong, but I think it's a matter of Ricky Rubio in Spain. He's like, you're the guy. And there's no one questioning that. And we need you. Go do what you do. We came over here. Plus, your whole country's like relying on you. And here it's like, you got guys that are really good and they're trying to get your job and you got to prove it. No one's really sure. Not everyone's sure, but when you play internationally, Jock Landale, you're our guy. You're representing your country. We love you. Go get it. I just think it takes some of the pressure off some players.
Yeah, maybe. And to your point, you're playing. It's a different brand of basketball.
Yeah.
And I will say this too, the NBA is starting to resemble international basketball, a little more sharing, a little less ISO, if you will. I'd imagine a guy like Jock Landale today got a lot of his stuff from ball movement and other people or offensive rebounding. When you share the ball, this is what happens. In the NBA, he just has to rebound and defend, not score.
Mm-hmm. We know that one of the best rebounders in the NBA is Domas Sabonis. Of course, he was so excited. He's so excited about DeMar DeRozan coming here. How do we know that? Because TMZ caught up with him this weekend, and here's how excited Domas is about DeMar DeRozan.
Just got DeMar DeRozan? Yeah. How does it feel? That's crazy.
I'm excited. It's going to be a big piece.
Hey, he's an LA native, so, I'm a Laker fan, but I want to see what he does. Are you guys thinking, like, Sky's the limit?
No, yeah, we're excited. We're excited. He's huge. He's going to elevate us, so we can't wait.
What do you think? You guys already had one of the best records in the NBA. What does his play take you guys to a new level? How do you think his play would?
We already got Fox, we got Malik, now we got DeRozan, we can get a bucket anytime. So, it makes life a lot easier on the court.
That's right. Are you guys planning on getting together? Have you hit him?
Yeah, we'll see. I just came in from Puerto Rico.
I saw that. How are you feeling, man?
We're good. It's okay.
There's always next Olympics.
Yes, sir.
Hey, well, look, man. Hey, I think one day, best rebounder in the league. I think one day you'll see your team all the way through. Thank you.
Yeah, Domas in Lithuania, not in the Olympics. By the way, Jay points out Derek White did not play today. But here's Domas, the real money bite there. We can get a bucket at any time. It makes life easier on the court. So there it is, Drapes. As we know, Kings doubling down on offense this season.
And I'm okay with that because, we've talked about this before, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Late in games at times, it was the offense that bogged down. You know what I mean? I keep telling people, it wasn't the defense that was our issue in the game. Warriors in that series. It was our offense teams, even late in games, Milwaukee and Phoenix. And so now you got a certified bucket, a guy that, when I look at the fourth quarter and De'Aaron Fox is on the bench, how bad did we look at times, especially without Malik Monk? Now you can give Fox some rest. You got a guy like DeMar DeRozan who can get a bucket at any time on any place. And so to Sabonis' point, 100% right. You got bucket getters now. That was one of the things I wanted us to address this offseason is, it's nice to have shooters, nice to have rebounders and stuff, but at times you need bucket getters, guys with the clock at 5 bag, and there's nothing you can do about it. So this Kings offense, and I said it before, and I'll catch up with Jay Triano out here at some point during Summer League to ask him about the offense and what DeMar DeRozan being in Sacramento does for that offense. But I think it opens up the playbook so much more. You could do so many different things with now DeMar as the focal point of your offense at times.
And in addition to that, I agree with you, Drapes. I also think that even though DeMar DeRozan doesn't take a ton of threes, two things. One, he is improving as a corner three-point shooter, but also his ability to get to the basket is going to create more open threes for the guys that do take more threes. I think even if he doesn't shoot a lot of threes, which he's probably isn't going to, but even if he doesn't make the threes that he takes at a high rate, he's going to improve the Kings three-point game, kind of like the way LeBron is so great at making the defense collapse, opening things up for the shooters on the perimeters. I think DeMar DeRozan is going to have a very similar impact on the Kings offense, which gets back to, I know you don't like the term, but we know Mike Brown does the spray threes. He's going to really help with those.
Yeah, he is. And, we talk so much about, we don't focus as much on his passing ability and his willingness to pass, Whitey. You know what I mean? Like the guy averaged, close to 6 assists this past season. He's averaged 6 assists at points in his career, and I think he's a much more willing passer and better passer than people give him credit for. That's why I think a guy like Keegan Murray is going to have a much more efficient season. Teams won't be able to key on him as much, and B, when that defense does collapse, Keegan can get back into his, catch and shoot 3-point range. So I think he's an efficient player now that DeMar DeRozan is here.
Now, what do you think of this? I think tonight is a big game for one King in particular, and I know it's just Summer League, but they did commit a ton of turnovers in the last game. And Keon Ellis had a great year. But one of the things that Keon Ellis needs to do better if he is going to become an even better player is he has to improve his handle. And he's getting chances to handle here. And I think he had, everybody on the team had a lot of turnovers. I think he had 5. And I think this is a big chance for him. Obviously, if he has a lot of turnovers again tonight, it's not like they're going to get rid of him. But he has a chance here to show that he can handle the ball more. It has been a weakness in his game. He can knock down 3-point shots. He's a great on-ball defender. He had a real impact defensively when he entered games for the Kings last year. But going forward, I think that's an area in which he can be even better, and he has to start showing it in Summer League when he has a chance that he can be a better guard at handling the basketball.
Yeah, now's the time to work on that, right? Now's the time to put it into practice, where, you've been working on your ball handling. Now you
Yeah.
do it in games as well. No, you're right about that. We know he can catch and shoot. We know that, we know he can play defense, but you're right. As of right now, who's our backup point guard? Is it Jordan McLaughlin? Is it Keon Ellis? And so I think, that role is open for Keon, and a way to get more minutes. Is it Malik Monk? I don't know. And so, yeah, I think he does need to improve his handle. I agree with you on that.
Yeah. And then Colby Jones also, he says they wanted him to play point guard last year. It'd probably be Malik though, right? Right now, the backup point guard is Malik, we think.
Yeah, probably. And McLaughlin, your third stringer. Keon, maybe starting at the 2. Mike can go a lot of different ways. You could swing DeMar to the 2, you know what I mean? Start Kevin Huerter as well. And so you got some options in that backcourt.
Meanwhile, Kwami Brown is coming after LeBron and Bronny. Drapes ain't going to like what Kwami Brown has to say about that situation. And we've got that for you next on Sacktown Sports.
If you've been on the American River, it's uphill, it's downhill. There's trails everywhere that you can walk, and it just makes you happy. And I couldn't walk, and it was terrible. I was turning into a real crab. I went to the Good Feet store, and I tried on the arch supports. I could not believe that I was not in pain. I can walk, I can run, I can jump, I can do anything. My name's Terry, and that's my Good Feet story.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
This segment is brought to you by Kia Vacaville. Check them out at KiaVacaville.com.
Whitey here reminding you, not all gas grills are created equal. This summer, you want to bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meals with the amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers with features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last, made with premium stainless steel, boasting quality and a lifetime warranty. So when Mandy and Nathan came over with Boogie, and Boogie, the big Labrador, knocked one of the shelves off the grill and it fell, boom, no problem. Stainless steel, not a problem. Boasts that lifetime warranty. Napoleon Grills and Accessories now available at your nearby Amy's, Ace Hardware in Sacramento, and now El Dorado.
Imagine the most beautiful panoramic setting, endless waves crashing on a beach, kids playing in the park. Now, right smack in the middle of your perfect picture, imagine just one piece of litter. It doesn't fit, does it? And it simply doesn't belong anywhere, certainly not in California, not even one piece. Good news, if we work together, we will change it all. Clean California, zero litter is the goal. CleanCA.com.
Summer is finally here, and so are all the best deals on DeWalt Power Tools at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet in Sacramento. Drills, impacts, circular saws, you name it, we have it for the best price in town, guaranteed. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a seasoned tradesman, we've got all the DeWalt products you need to crush your next project. So come on down to Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet today on Power and Road for better tools and better prices. For more info, visit fastenersinc.net.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Well, we got the Homerun Derby going on. I just was trying to change the channel, and then we're back, Jay. So I don't know. Any idea what's going on in the Homerun Derby? Any update on the Homerun Derby? Is my guy, Pete Alonso, dominating in the Homerun Derby? We'll find out for you. Jay's excited about the Homerun Derby, right?
I'm good with it. I'm not against it like most people.
Yeah,
Some people.
Bobby Witt Jr. has 5. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Big Homerun Derby day. I disagree with something I heard Chris Watkins say today and Alan Stiles. They said a Homerun Derby is better than the All-Star game. Come on. I know the All-Star game ain't what it used to be, but it's still better than the stinking Homerun Derby. Isn't it, Jay? You're a baseball guy, Jay. The All-Star game is better than the Homerun Derby, isn't it?
What All-Star game we talking here?
The baseball All-Star game is better than the baseball All-Star.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
It is.
Thank you.
Yeah, it definitely is.
I don't know what the point is anymore if the Homerun Derby is better than the All-Star game. And I know no All-Star games are what they used to be, but still.
Yeah, well, one thing about the All-Star game, and I think we're going to see it tomorrow, is when you have guys like Paul Skeens throwing against Aaron Judge and Soto, who's back-to-back, 3-4 in the lineup. Like, I'm excited to see that type of stuff. Yeah.
I guess Alec Bohm at 21. Bobby Witt Jr. has 5 so far. So we're just getting started. We got a long way to go in the home run derby. That thing.
It's it takes a long time.
It does. If you enjoy it, great. I usually end up watching, especially if Ohtani or somebody's in it, I'll try to watch them hit once. But okay, and now it's on to the next round. It's like, nah, I've seen enough. I don't know, Drapes. I love baseball, but the home run derby, to me, a little bit of it goes a long way.
Yeah, I've never been a huge fan of the home run derby. It wasn't like appointment viewing. It's been years since I've watched it. I'll be honest with you guys. Usually I'm here at Summer League or on vacation or something like that. And who's that? No Aaron Judge, right? I mean, I know you got some other big names, like you said, Pete Alonso and some of the other guys, but I'm not. Maybe I'm old, man. Maybe I'm old. It's like,
no, it's kind of what happened to the slam dunk contest, right? Maybe for different reasons, but when you don't have the best dunkers, it's like, what are we doing? What's the point?
Yeah, exactly.
I will say though, fellas, that over the last handful of years, there's been a lot of great names in the home run contest. Like I think most of the guys who are heavy names have been in the contest.
True, but I'm talking about this year. There does seem to be a little bit of a drop.
1 of 10. I mean, okay, I got you. Compared to the NBA, where it's like 1 of 10, where there has been a name in it.
But Jay, the home run derby is all about who's throwing you the ball.
True.
Like, you know what I mean? It's not a true test of like you got 162 games to tell me who's the best home run hitter. I don't need the home run derby to show me that.
Point. That's a great point right there.
But I'll say it's the spectacle.
That's a Whitey kind of point right there. That's
it is. It is. You're digging deep there. It's the spectacle though, right? You can hit a ball 500 feet. Well, according to who was that? Ty Cobb or somebody hit the ball 700. Mickey Mantle. That's right. According to MickeyMantle.com, who hit the ball 747 feet in the air. But yeah, I mean, like Vlad Guerrero Jr., Pete Alonso. Like, there's been heavy hitters. Ramirez, big time guy. Mookie Betts has been in it. Like, there's been a bunch of guys who hit bombs. And the one thing I always say, fellas, is this when it comes to baseball. You guys can agree or disagree. One thing about baseball, within 20 seconds, how you throw a ball, swing it back, I can tell if you've ever played baseball. I think you can mask that a little bit in football, and I think you can mask that a little bit in hoop. And so I think it's still the art form of hitting a ball 700 and some odd feet like Mickey Mantle.
Yeah, I'm just checking here. He may have hit one. He may have got credit for 643 feet.
643.
Yeah, that's the home run derby. I'm going to look it up here. The longest home runs ever. Whoever hit the longest, now that's a home run derby.
What about this, fellas? And this is something I've thought about for a little bit. Look, I haven't fleshed it out, so don't be like, well, how do you do this or how you do that? I'm just saying, couldn't you showcase skill with the bat? Like, I was one of those guys in practice, and we played around type of stuff. We would throw the ball up to ourselves and hit targets and things like that. Like, couldn't you do something like that to kind of expand this a little bit? I don't know what it is.
They used to do it in 1987. They had an all-star game in Oakland, and I was there, and they had a skills competition, and they had like relay throws. Home run derby was part of it.
Right.
There were other things they were doing, and it just kind of died out.
Hey, now see, I'm interested in that.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I don't remember all the things they did, except I think one year somebody injured their arm in the relay throw thing, and then after that they
cut it.
Here you go. Here's the true home run derby. According to Fox Sports, the longest home runs ever. Tie at 10th. Joe Borchard, White Sox. Adam Dunn, Diamondbacks, 504 feet. Number 9, Mo Vaughn, 2002, 505. Jim Thome, Cleveland in 99, 511. Number 7, Darryl Strawberry, 525 feet in 1988. Man. Number 6, Dave Kingman, Mets, 1976, 530. Number 4, Adam Dunn and Willie Stargell tied 535. Number 3, Reggie, and I think this was the one he hit in the All-Star game off the light tower, 539. Number 2, Mickey Mantle, 565. And the winner of the all-time home run derby, Babe Ruth, 575 feet in 1921.
575 feet.
You're not buying that?
Come on now. 5'7", 600 feet.
Right.
That means he hit the ball 575.
He can swing the lumber, Jay.
And it rolled.
He could swing the
Right.
lumber.
Come on, man.
But
That's
the crazy thing about that, Jay, and it's, the math is a little off, but he almost hit it out of 2 ballparks.
Right. he almost hit it out of 2 Yankee stadiums.
Right.
Do you remember a guy named
short
Joey
porch.
Meyer who was a prospect but didn't do much?
Joey Meyer. Sounds a
Yeah.
little familiar.
The longest home run ever hit, according to this. Joey Meyer, Denver Zephyrs, 1987. So at altitude, 582. I'm just telling you what it says here, Jay. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a bomb.
Yeah.
That is a
In the
bomb.
thin air.
Yeah.
You know, maybe a juice ball.
Maybe I give you that. That's like a golf ball. You're hitting a golf ball. Maybe up there in Denver, things get a little tricky. I mean, you got guys like Jokic, throwing the ball everywhere. Getting it. I could maybe Denver, but when you got Mickey Mantle hitting 700 and Babe Ruth, man, Babe Ruth ain't hitting no ball 600 feet with them bats he was swinging. I just don't see it, fellas. I can't. My eyes won't allow me to see it to my mind.
A couple of years ago when they had the Homerun Derby and the All-Star game in Denver,
Mhm.
I remember I watched because some people said Ohtani will hit it out of the stadium. He didn't, but man, he hit some bombs. I wanted to see that.
When's the last time you guys watched a home run contest?
I watch typically a little bit every year, but I
Yeah, me
don't.
too.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Look, Drapes, what are you, decade in or something? You said like he was sweating.
I can't even remember the last one. You know what I mean? Like it's been a minute.
Is there anything that would make you watch baseball as far as like All-Star weekend? All-Star, well, not weekend, but
Like,
All-Star,
I would watch
couple
the
days.
Homerun Derby. Like I would, but usually it's like I said, I got things going on. I'm at summer league. I'm on vacation. This is I don't know, man. Like then you got the game tomorrow. I don't know. It's just it's dying, dude. It's from my standpoint, like I don't have that interest anymore.
Jay, I think the game that they had yesterday, I think it was the Futures game. That's a really cool game. But to be honest, I don't think I've ever watched one all the way through, but I think that's a real cool game.
Yeah, it's really none. The thing that hurts baseball, and they're just trying to catch up with this, is guys aren't like homegrown names.
Right.
They're homegrown names by time you do your research. You check out the Baseball America and you're looking through your minor league roster and organization, see who's your top 10 prospects. That's the tough part about baseball. Very rarely does a Bryce Harper come along. Well, we knew about Bryce Harper already.
Yeah, right.
Very rarely do we see those type of guys when it comes to baseball. So
we
even
just
like
had the draft.
The draft,
Who's the
yeah.
number one pick?
Who knows?
Yeah.
It's one of those things, unless it's one of those guys who just played in the College World Series, who went crazy, hit a astronomical number, something we've never heard of, and it's on ESPN every day. And that's the tough part about baseball, man. We don't know these guys until they're actually in the uniform.
Yeah. Well, I know I said I was going to mention something about LeBron and Kwame Brown and Drapes. I mean, you seem like you're in position here to defend Bronny, so I'll give you the chance to answer these charges from Kwame Brown on his podcast. And I think he has a history of kind of veering out of his lane to take shots at LeBron.
Yeah.
Quote, I've watched men who had to go through the second round struggle, and I can't respect it because of that fact. This kid has no pressures of being waived. All he has to do is go out there and play until they still, and all he has to do is go out there and play, and they still making excuses for him. He don't even try on the offensive end. He's looking to give everybody else the ball. This is about competition. The best man wins, not who got the best father. End quote. Kwame Brown has spoken. What say you, Kyle Draper?
I don't get why people are so up in arms about this. We don't have a problem when an owner installs a child in a role. We don't have a problem when Danny Ainge installs Austin Ainge as GM of the Maine Red Claws. We don't have a problem until LeBron James and the players do it. It doesn't make sense to me. There's nepotism in every walk of life, every industry. You don't believe Bill Gates' kids got a leg up? Warren Buffett, like it is what it is. And Kwame Brown, He's very entertaining. Podcast, I don't listen to it, but when he takes, very entertaining. But he need to be quiet on this one. He sounds like a hater. He sounds jealous right now. You know, you talk about someone of the all-time bust in the NBA. It's Kwame Brown. And so he's taking shots. I'm not buying. You know, I'm going to go watch Bronny right now because I'm interested. I'm rooting for this kid. And I said it earlier. I was talking to somebody. I said, you know, I feel like we had Steve Bulpett here, and we were talking about it. I feel like, you know, Bronny's road, yes, may have been easier because of his dad, but there's also some pitfalls, some struggles that have come with it. Think about this. You know, there have been a lot of second-round picks nobody's talking about, and nobody's taking shots at him the way Kwame Brown is taking shots at Bronny. And so I'm rooting for this kid, man.
So Drapes is rooting for Bronny. Who are you rooting for, Drapes or Jay, in the Wayback quiz, which is next on Sacktown Sports?
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. You'll notice that Delta breeze Monday night. It's going to linger through Tuesday. Temperatures will start in the upper 50s and stay in the lower 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
Shop Folsom Lake Kia for special offers right now. I'm Coach Doug Christie urging you to visit my friends at Folsom Lake Kia and save big on your next new or certified pre-owned vehicle right now. Visit FolsomLakeKia.com.
I'm a very active person that likes to move around and go. The pain I was in was really excruciating. It was actually debilitating. I was basically heading towards a sedentary lifestyle. I had really tried everything, but I quickly lost hope with all of the things that we had tried, and that's what led me to the Good Feet store. And when I found the Good Feet system, it really just changed everything. It brought me back to life. I have my active lifestyle back.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Granger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Keep your family cool and comfortable this summer with Bell Brothers' best summer ever financing event. When you replace your AC system, we're offering 0 payments, 0 interest for 6 months on approved credit, then low fixed rate thereafter. That's right, 0 payments, 0 interest for 6 months on any new AC system. It's an incredible offer on an incredible new AC system, but only for a limited time. This offer is also available on any plumbing, water heater, or insulation projects over $1,000. So call Bell Brothers now. Your family will thank you because they'll be cool and comfortable. But you have to hurry. Our offer for 0 payment, 0 interest for 6 months, then low fixed rate thereafter ends soon. Estimates and second opinions are free. So call now to keep your family cool and comfortable during Bell Brothers' best summer ever event. Our number is 916-444-1234 or find us online at theNoSurpriseGuys.com. That's theNoSurpriseGuys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
Get The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
Woo! You ready for the action to start, Drapes? Not only the action here, but the Kings action and the Lakers action. Another night of Summer League basketball.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. You got Kings going on coming up at 7 o'clock. I'm about to go do some work with them. Then you got Lakers Celtics at 7:30. And we get to see your boy, man. You know, who is it? Cody Williams tonight, right? That was one of the guys we were hot on and hype about going into the draft. And the Jazz got a number of different guys. Filipowski. They got Isaiah Collier from USC. So they got a nice little young squad they're carting out here. So I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah. And you promised, right, that the Kings are going to take better care of the basketball tonight.
They got to. They can't be much worse, right? I mean, 30 turnovers, 31, whatever it was. And so I expect Colby to play much better. He was a non-factor the other day. We talked to him earlier. And I think he's going to play. Keon's going to be better. Mason Jones. And so, and let's not forget, that was their first Summer League game Friday. You know, this is second. They've been here a few days now. So I'm looking for a better outing from them.
All right. We're looking for a very competitive matchup here in Whitey's Wayback Machine quiz. Who won on Friday, Jay?
That'd be a Brock Purdy fan here, you know.
Oh, you okay?
Yeah. Top 10 Brock Purdy. Sent Drapes on into the whiskey a go-go that night on the loss. I know he doesn't partake in the spread of alcohol, but yeah,
they'll still let him in there.
Yeah, root beer.
Yeah, they'll still let me in.
Root beer float action.
Yeah.
You're up first, Jay. Here's the deal on the quiz. Everything is based on something that happened on this date for July the 19th. Excuse me, July
15th.
The 15th.
Still watching.
July the 15th.
Yeah, switching it up.
July 15th of these years, 1961, 1973, 1980, 2005, 2007, and 2018. Jay, you're up first. Where do you want to go?
On 2005.
All right. This day, 2005.
Okay.
He became the fourth player, joining Mays, Aaron, and Eddie Murray with 3,000 hits and 500 homers as he got his 3,000th hit. Who is he?
The kid, Ken Griffey Jr.
That's not correct. Going to Kyle Draper, chance to steal.
Can you repeat the question, please?
I will be happy to. This date, 2005, he became the fourth player, joining Mays, Aaron, and Eddie Murray as he got his 3,000th hit. Only the fourth player with 3,000 hits and 500 homers. Who is he?
Mike got another one too, man.
Man, this is tough. This is 2005?
Yeah. Infinity Sports Radio is coming up.
Alex Rodriguez.
Alex Rodriguez is not great. This is really a tough one. I did not do steroids. Rafael Palmeiro.
Ooh.
Oh, I should have known.
Imagine that. Yeah. We don't think of him in that light, do we?
Not in the Hall of Fame, Rafael Palmeiro.
Yeah. Well, we know why. So Kyle Draper.
Allegedly.
No harm, no foul. 61, 73, 80, 07, 2018.
2018.
This boxer on this date, 2018, recorded his 60th career win, his first knockout in 9 years, and would go on to become the first ever to hold world titles in 4 decades. Who is he? 2018, recorded his 60th career win, first knockout in 9 years, would go on to become the first ever to hold world titles in 4 decades. Can you name him?
Huh.
This is a guy that said there's too many baseball questions. It's all baseball questions. So throwing a boxing question in there.
No, I got this. Just give me a second. 80.
All right.
I'm going to say George Foreman.
George Foreman's not correct.
No. You said, what year?
2018.
Manny Pacquiao.
That is correct. Manny Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao?
Yeah.
Damn. I didn't know that. I was thinking of somebody older. 4 decades.
Yeah, so Jay's a big boxing guy, but you did you had first crack at that. So Jay,
Mayweather too, but when he said 4 decades, I was like, nah.
I didn't know that.
Mayweather's only fought 50 times.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
All right, Jay, you got 1-0 lead, and you're up here 61, 73, 80, and 2007.
Give me that year one more time.
Sure. 1961.
Okay.
1973.
Okay.
1980. 2007. You lead 1-0.
Let me go 1980.
1980. Johnny Bench.
Johnny B.
Became the all-time leader in home runs as a catcher.
Ooh.
1980. Who currently holds the record? Carlton Fisk, Mike Piazza, Ivan Rodriguez.
Oh. It is not Carlton Fisk. Man, Pudge is around 3-something. Piazza. I'm going Piazza. Piazza's got it.
He's got it.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Hey, can I talk it through? Can I talk my as long as you took
man.
Against George Foreman in 2020 or whatever, 2018?
I know.
He was calling fights in 2018.
All right. So
What does Piazza have? Does it have? What's the number?
I think it's 391.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say he's close to 400.
Yeah.
Pudge is around 320, 330 or something.
Yeah. All right. So JJ leading 2-0 Drapes, but there's still plenty of time, and you got enough points on the board. You could turn this around. 1961, 1973, 2007.
2007.
2007. What team lost to the Cardinals 10-2 on this day, 2007, to become the first franchise in major American sports with 10,000 losses? The Dodgers, the Reds, the Phillies. This day, 2007, they lost to the Cardinals 10-2 to become the first franchise in major American sports with 10,000 losses. The Dodgers, the Reds, your beloved Phillies.
My beloved Phillies.
He's got it. That is correct. It's the Phillies. 10,000 losses.
Take the mails.
Yeah.
Take the mails with you.
All right. So Jay, you got a 2-1 lead.
Yeah.
You could nail it down here.
Okay.
Yeah. But Drapes is dangerous.
Don't worry about that. Drapes is focused on the 7:00 Kings game. What
1961, 1973 for the win.
Going 61. I'm going long range.
1961. Who won the first of his 2 consecutive British Open championships? Arnold Palmer, Gary Player, Jack Nicklaus.
This is a coin flip. It's not Gary Player, so we could get that out of here. 61?
Who won the first of his 2 consecutive British Open championships? Arnold Palmer, Gary Player, Jack Nicklaus. You could clinch it here, but Drapes is ready to move in and make this a contest.
And the crazy part is Palmer and Nicklaus kind of I'll go Nicklaus.
That is not correct.
Oh.
Which means Drapes has a chance.
Dang.
What year? 61?
Now, if you get this, you tie it up. Who won the first of his 2 consecutive British Open championships, 1961? Arnold Palmer, Gary Player.
I'm going to say Arnie's Army.
We are all even. Kyle Draper has tied this game up 2-2.
Golf.
How about that, Drapes?
Why stop letting Drapes talk you into throwing these golf questions in there?
Oh, but we gave him a boxing. Come on now.
You said you in the old school boxing too. Here we go.
One question left, Drapes, and you're up first. We're even 2-2. 1973 is the only year left on the board. Do you have a tiebreaker if we need it? What giant, Drapes, became the 15th player to hit 400 homers? This date, 1973.
Ooh, that's tough. Philippe Lou.
Philippe Lou is not correct. Jay?
Going with Stretch, Willie McCovey.
Jay has won it.
Come
with
on,
the walk-off.
baby.
3-2.
Oh, with Stretch.
Willie McCovey is the answer. Quite a match. Jay, much like Team USA today, had the lead, and it got interesting, but he finishes up strongly for the 3-2 victory.
I have to put Mr. Jockdale out of there. Put him out of there.
All I'm saying
Josh Giddey and them out of there, man.
We just. I can't wait till basketball season. Dude, I can't get no basketball questions now because we're in the
Ain't
middle
nothing
of
going on. It's
July.
It's all good. It's all.
Well, you
good.
played very well, Drapes. You're very good. I notice when you fall behind, that's when you're often at your most dangerous.
I lock in. I'm distracted out here too. I got things going on. So.
Yeah. Oh, that was a big win for Jay. Now you got a winning streak, Jay.
Yeah. I'm putting them in the dirt, Whitey. Don't worry about it.
That's all right, Jay. I'll be back soon. I'll be back soon.
All right.
That's what they all say, brother. That's what they all say. 10,000 losses like the Phillies. We're adding them up one by one.
That was maybe a little uncalled for.
That was called.
Right, yeah, that's a shot. Yeah, that's a shot.
All right. What are your plans for tonight after you're done working, Drapes? Anything you can share with us?
I'm going to get a nice dinner. My boy is Texas spot. So I'll probably go out there and have some shrimp scampi in Vegas tonight.
Sounds good. You got anything going on, Jay?
I got to pack, man. Got to put some in the bag.
That's right.
Yeah, watch the Kings a little bit tonight.
You guys are you guys rooming together in Vegas?
No, man.
Heck nah.
He's got a budget, man. We're okay. They got a budget enough.
All right. What are you looking forward to the most about being in Vegas?
Just the people. I love the relaxing environment that the Summer League brings. Like you said, where Drapes talking about, you got Tony Jones and a bunch of guys in the back just laughing it up. Guys that you don't really see, but maybe once or twice during the year. I'm all about it.
Are we going to be able to have the quiz tomorrow with both of you in Vegas?
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Ooh, I like that. Okay.
Yeah. We're back with you tomorrow. Stick around. We got Infinity Sports Radio coming up next, right here on your home of the Kings, Sacktown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think